So our the large overcap is our we had a group of adventurers that were a part of a desert caravan that had traveled to the Emirates of Ularum to do some trading and such. They went there, they did their business, whatever those things would be, and they were heading back west across the Elysian desert when the caravan got caught up in a sandstorm and got kind of waylaid. They got lost wandering the deserts, all sense of direction, totally turned around. Um, and without food and water, things were looking pretty grim for the caravan. But the sandstorm seemed to have kicked up the ruins of an old city, and in the center of that city, a pyramid that had seems to have been submerged in the sands for some time, untouched, and there was some hope that perhaps there could be some supplies in there. A very desperate kind of bid, but adventurers started to explore this pyramid, and in doing so, they came into contact with a civilization of humans who call themselves Synodicians. And the Synodicians are very pale skinned, bone white hair, cousins, kind of like cousins of humans, I guess. They have adapted for maybe over 1,000 years. They've been living underground, and it would seem that they have dark vision and have adapted to life without the sun. And they've been apparently living in this pyramid for the past year, as they have been exiled from their city, which exists far underground along an underground lake. So the stake, the interest of the caravan is that there is a promise of perhaps bountiful supplies and water there that could refuel the caravan to get it back across the several weeks journey that they need to make to get across the desert. But now they are kind of starting to get kind of involved in the plight of the Synodicians and retaking their city. Um, they had met with the leader of one of the factions of Synodicia, the Brotherhood of Gorm, and his name is Canidius. He had made a deal with the adventurers that if they would help to retake their city from cultists that worship a monster named Zargon, um, that in return for their help, they would be able to get refueled and be able to be resent, be on their way back home. Um, there are other factions that have an interest in defeating Zargon as well, including the wizards of uh, the Magi of Usamagaris. They're sort of a secretive group that worship a god of magic and secrets, um, and they are here in the pyramid as well. And there are some details about their story that might come up here in a little bit. And then there's a third faction, the Warrior Maidens of Matarua, uh, warriors who um, have been characterized to we haven't met them yet, but the characters have heard from the other factions that they are reckless and thoughtless and a little too kind of walk to the beat of their own drum and don't seem so interested in coordinating with the others. And so that is what you've heard of them. All of these factions have an interest in retaking their city, but at this point have failed to do so because Zargon and his forces are very well organized, and the resistance that they have put up has been impenetrable so far. A couple sessions ago, the characters kind of caught wind through a vision that there's a big strike that Zargon's forces are organizing. They're planning one last sweep of the pyramid. They're going to come up from that city deep down below, and with great force try to wipe out the remaining Synodicians. So there's kind of a feeling of crisis right now within the different factions, and they're all kind of scrambling to try to figure out what to do to prevent being completely wiped out. So that is where we're going to begin. This will be the part right here at the top where I'm going to ask each of your characters to, or ask each of you to introduce your characters. Um, so when it comes around to you, give us your character's name, class, race, and give us your character's perspective on maybe what they're thinking about in terms of the best way to defend themselves, defend not just the clans, but yourselves as well. You're kind of stuck here with these Citadicians. What is the best strategy that the Citadicians could come up with to defend themselves against this oncoming onslaught? We'll start first with Professor.
Hi, I'm Dawson. I'm playing the Professor, or Professor for short. He is a human wizard, and as for what I think we could deal with these hooligans, Argonites, and the whatnots, is we got to use the weapons we have to our best advantage and use our environment to our advantage. This base is full of traps and undead. If we could somehow lure them into these places, we can just then pick them off one by one. Scare tactics and the such.
That is true. There is a whole level on the fourth floor, lots of rooms that apparently contain zombies and skeletons that the party that went through that part of the adventure maybe wisely decided not to go in. And so potentially maybe there's a idea floating around there that they should be weaponized and used against Sargon's forces. All right. Next up, we have Saffron.
I'm Robin. I'm playing Saffron. She's a gnome paladin. Saffron does not understand why we don't all just work together and the people who want to rush in can rush in and the other ones can stand back and be ready to attack. And if we all work together for a common goal, we will be much more successful. So that is her strategy.
Cooperation has been something that has been talked about, but none of the leaders seem super keen, or at least Canadius, the Brotherhood of Gorm leader, has been very stubborn in not entertaining that. Next up, we have Savoie.
I'm Scott. Savoie is a elven calligrapher who is on a vacation to the major city that's been kind of waylaid here by this accidental stop at the desert, and has been learning more about himself as he goes along, and is actually somewhat of got a monastic tradition. Had started to learn some combat skills during a little boot camp he took, and tried them out recently, and he started to figure out that he started off with the Brotherhood of Gorm, who were really good, really sharp, trained him how to be a fighter. He went off with the Magi. It's like they're filtered with ghosts. They're the reason everything fell apart. One guy killed the other guy. Now that ghost is falling around. I don't know if we can trust them on any regard. And then this woman's group that I've yet to meet, they apparently were the reason everything went and collapsed in the first place. They, when things went wrong with the Magi, we were all going to pull back and regather. They just ran forward, did their own thing. So, I'm going with the people that have trained me and may be ready. The Brotherhood of Grom, what they want, I'm following the Brotherhood.
Yeah, so
I'm ready.
But we've been through the gift shop. What not so impressive. Now you're moving on to bigger and better things.
The best shop's always by the exit.
Yeah. We should maybe tell something of this tale that Savoie is referencing. And we learned this tale some sessions ago from Canadius, the Brotherhood of Gorm. So it's told from his perspective. But what he said was 1 year ago they had control of the city, and that they had the Citadicians had done a pretty good job of pushing back Zargon and his cultists out of their city. But they had to deal with the fact that this Zargon creature, which has been described, I think, to the party at this point as something of a huge monstrosity, maybe some 15, 20 feet tall, a multi-tentacled beast who's kind of characterized by his maw ringed with teeth, but his symbol is really his eye. He has one glaring eye, bloodshot eye, and a large razor sharp horn on the top of his head. And so he's kind of this like almost like Cthulhu like type of great old one creature that was able to amass a following. His lair is said to be right here in the pyramid, some many levels down. And so the Synodicians mounted an attack to try to defeat Zargon once and for all. But there's a complication on the day when they came to assault his lair, in that the leader of one of the factions, whose name is Demetrius, had a brother named Darius who betrayed them in the middle of the battle. And it was revealed that a lot of the Magi who had came along on the journey were actually Zargonites in disguise. And so they thought that they had the forces to overcome Zargon, but then this betrayal happened in the middle of their assault. So with that, there was a bunch of chaos in this battle. The warrior maidens of Matarua, not wanting to retreat from this battle, charged forward, while the Brotherhood of Gorm was trying to plead with them to retreat back so that they could regroup. And so with this, there was kind of, everything was kind of falling apart in the middle of that battle, and they lost a lot of numbers on the day. So Demetrius, the leader of the Magi, died, and the warrior maidens of Matarua, everyone that was a part of that battle lost their lives. And it was really only the Brotherhood of Gorm that retreated back. And when they went back to the city, they found that there was a counterattack happening. Zargon's forces had made some allies in the decades past, and they had lost their city to his goblinoid forces that had joined with the Synodician followers of Zargon. And so that event is the point, like the most recent point of contention between these factions. None of them trust each other, and they are not willing to work with each other because they all blame one another for the loss of their city. So next up in the lineup here, we have a new character, Viscount. And we might have lost your audio.
About now.
Oh, you're good now.
Okay. So the Viscount Raymond Vrakis. He's a tall, gaunt human male warlock. He has a severe widow's peak and a long black beard. Dark eyes and bushy eyebrows kind of give him a menacing appearance. But he's very well dressed. A deep violet amulet around his neck. A flowing indigo cape. And you can see from his belt 2 sickles crafted from black steel hang. And strangely, right now, because he has mage armor cast, there's his body seems to be surrounded by what looks like a translucent storm cloud that kind of is roiling, and occasionally you might think you see a smiley face with the storm. And he kind of, his general expression right now is regarding everyone around him very haughtily. And as for the situation, the Viscount is inclined to agree with the professor. A shrewd, subtle approach is preferred.
Thank you, Viscount. I'll get it. I'll get it eventually. Next up, we have Helibet.
Helibet is a hill dwarf, 3rd level cleric. He has seen what is happening, and he has known that Zargon knows very well how to separate the 3 factions so that they will fight amongst themselves. And then unless they learn to overcome that, they might as well just give up and surrender.
Fortunately,
strategy.
fortunately, I don't think any of the Synodicians are going to follow that advice. But that's what Helibet would have them do. It's Hopeless.
It's in character.
It's hopeless because they just won't get along.
Sounds good. And next up, we have yet another new character. I'll probably butcher the name again. Laura Zyra?
It's Laura Zira.
Laura Zira. There's two ways I could have gone with that.
Laura Zira is a level 2 cleric. She's from the House of Zira, so her short name is Laura, to keep it easy. She follows the deity Arundel. She believes with unity that we can only come together to defeat this darkness that are the forces of Zargon. So she agrees with Saffron. However, she does feel that we have to respect the warrior women moving forward, the women of Madarua. They charge forward with sickles, and even if they're ahead of the line, we all need to catch up to them. No, if you understand your history, you get the double play there, but we need to move forward with them.
Very good. So, in these times of preparation, Canadias from the Brotherhood of Gorm has been very vigilant about training those of you that are, well, not necessarily you all, but those that were on the caravan that are not necessarily warriors or fighters. So we have a lot of like kind of merchant types. We've got our bugbear friend. I keep forgetting his name, which is
Rob.
Kinrob. Thank you,
Rob.
Kinrob and the Tabaxi, Drifting Rain. You know, they're all being suited up and being trained in the ways of Gorm, whether they like it or not. But probably giving some grief to those that are doing the drills and such, probably too. Especially Kinrob. He's kind of obstinate.
It's an excellent basic training program. Usually it's about 6 weeks. You can help lose weight, firm up your muscles. They have this energizing shake that you get every morning. I mean, the calisthenics alone, totally worth the price of admission.
We'll see if they make it to 6 hours, let alone 6 weeks. But that's what they're all doing. So Canadius is still refusing to even reach out and talk to any of the other factions. But meanwhile, you have a professor with you who is a representative of the Magi of Usamagaris, and the leader of the Magi has been very eager to meet with adventurers and those of you that were along with the caravan. And so he has once again extended a invitation for you all to come join him in their quarters of the pyramid on the 3rd level here. And so you all find yourselves here on our map in a chamber that has a number of different tapestries along the wall. Each of them depicts a 5-pointed star, the symbol of their god, Usamagaris. And in fact, many of the Magi have a mark kind of on their palm of their hand indicating that 5-point star that is a symbol of their faith. And here, in front of an altar that is shaped like a star, holding 6 candles, in front of that altar you see Ariga, the chief Magi of Usamagaris. And we got a image of that fine fellow coming up here on the screen. And so he's meeting with you. He's dished out a number of cups with some hot tea, some liquid. He's trying to make you kind of comfortable as you talk. And he is wearing this winged silver mask that depicts the face of a child. And he's got a robe that's multicolored. It's almost rainbow-like in its brilliance. And he starts to speak with you. Hello, my friends. Welcome. You have come back. You are here, alive and breathing. This is wonderful. It is just as I thought I would see in my vision that you would come here. Yes, Professor. Professor has brought you here because we have much business to speak of. the warrior maidens of Madarua. They are, I think, integral to our plans to defend ourselves from Zargon and his ilk. But I have a very brooding nightmare the night before. I see them eagerly rushing into battle to confront Zargon, prematurely repeating the mistakes of the past.
Well, don't you think they're expendable? I seem to recall you throwing that word around a lot when we came to see you the first time.
Yes, I do think that they are expendable, but they are not expendable today. They are expendable several days from now when we need them for the battle.
Can I ask how they did not all perish the first time when they were wiped out?
Oh, well, you see, the warrior maidens
Since
of
they don't
Madarua...
like to retreat.
sorry, say that again.
Since they don't like to retreat, how did they survive?
The warrior maidens of Madarua, like us, like the Brotherhood of Gorm, they have their own quarters in the city, and so they would never leave all of their forces to be a part of the attack force. Those that survived were those who were in the city when it fell and retreated.
They actually retreated?
Well, I guess there are some that have some sense, and
I
they found
see.
their way here.
It's a good thing
Jumped it.
those few are smarter than most.
Well, if they are the ones that are still alive, maybe they can be reasoned with and not rush in too soon, right?
I hope that this is true. We need them. They are very important for the battle to come. It is the only way that we will win. But as we speak, I fear that they are mustering their forces against Zargon prematurely on the 5th level. Likely heading to the Great Temple.
And why can't we let them serve as our unwitting vanguard? Let them distract them and we come up from behind. Why can't you be ready sooner?
Because we still have not gotten Canadius on board with coordinating everything. He's stubborn. He will not come meet with us.
Let us force his
Well.
hand. If 2 of the 3 factions march, he will then be our rear guard.
Well, I will leave that to you to speak with him.
Why are you sitting here in your room instead of going to talk to him? I mean, when we first got here, he was the guy that met us. He was the first person guarding up top and everywhere. He helped us out, gave us food, got us settled, and you're just hiding here in your room expecting him to come to you. Maybe you need to bend a little.
To be fair, it's as you said before, we're kind of, expendable. Not so much.
It's just
Why do you think he sends me
we're
all
just
the
talking
time?
about a meeting. We're not talking about that he has to go out and fight. We're saying go to see the Brotherhood. Leave your room.
I foresee that if I am so forthright, it will ruin all opportunity for us to work together. The first part of this puzzle is to get the warrior maidens back. If they are still alive, then we can hopefully. You are the glue. You are the ones who will bring us all together. I have seen it. But that
would
will
have-
all be lost if the warrior maidens die needlessly.
We'll have to convince them it's a strategic retreat. If they're so bold and so courageous to move forward, they will not move backward willingly.
Tell them it's an oblique advancement. How smart can they be if they rush into danger? We can manipulate them easily,
Sometimes offense is the best defense.
as you say.
Well,
I
I'm
know
just
not how you will convince them. I know that I have seen them fight. They are very fierce. When they set their minds to something, they are very unwavering from their goal. This is what is admirable about them, but also a folly.
This storyline plot you're railroading us through. I mean, we've already done everything else, so we need to go see the third party. We go see them. I get it, and then we'll go there, and I don't know. Maybe instead of a chair biting me, you'll have some other weird thing malfunction. But okay. I just want to get to the next stage of this adventure, and then
I admit,
gift shop.
I did not see that chair thing coming.
Yeah.
That was not in my vision.
Yeah, maybe
You were bitten by a chair? How does that even happen?
I know, right? It had like this huge tongue, and it like stuck me.
Do warrior women moving forward? They're not being bitten by chairs.
I can think of a few places where they'd pay good coin for chairs with long tongues.
This was not that.
Well, tell me more about this place.
All
I
we, can,
added to my notebook.
all we can do is try to talk these warrior maidens into joining the cause. If we fail, we will come up with a contingency plan, but it seems as though we are at a stalemate until we encounter these brash women.
Oh, but we have met one, right? Jane was one of those warrior women. She was very fierce and she was reasonable. Maybe the others will be as well.
We shall see.
She insulted us at every turn she got, though.
Do
Yes, but
words harm you?
she didn't rush ahead. She worked with us. And to be fair, you were being very demanding as well.
I was trying to get you here, remember?
I do
wanted to go
remember,
back
and you were
further.
being... Yes, because we were told we could not trust you, and you tried to persuade us otherwise. And so did she. It was very confusing.
We can't.
This is why we have multiple sources for things. That's why you don't get all your stuff from one place. They could be completely wrong about one thing, but right about another.
Yes, you should always get your information from multiple sources and then decide for yourself. This is very wise, Professor.
Hey, Professor, I've been meaning to ask. Are you like a split? I remember there was a young dude. What happened to him?
Oh, it's kind of difficult to explain. I'd be happy to regale you with such details, but
Well, I mean, you can,
maybe once we leave this place.
you can still be you. I just, I like that smell better.
It's complicated. I'll be happy to explain it to you when we're not here. In this room.
Well, let's go. That's the story I want to hear.
Professor is young. He just looks older.
Professor,
No,
can you
but
lead us to the third faction? Can you be our guide?
I'm sure I can, if it's the same exact thing that Jane did when she got here. They're literally right over there.
Well, Professor, I don't think that they're there no more.
Oh yeah, that's right. They ran off to go get themselves killed. We should probably get going.
Yes. Let us go.
May Usamagaras guide your hand. Professor, maybe a word for a moment.
Anything, if you would mind.
Oh, and see, this is why they don't trust you. I
Yeah.
mean, you tell secrets. How are we supposed to trust
He's
that?
my boss in a sorts. I gotta listen to him. Sorry.
I understand that, but we all get sent out of the room?
Oh, wait.
No, you can just stay right over there. We speak our own language.
Oh, that's true. We can speak our own language. They don't know.
Oh,
That's
that
good.
makes it so much better that I don't understand what you're saying.
Would you like
It's
to
not
be
like
in the
go
same
kill
room?
those people.
Yeah, as you
Would you
recall,
like to be in the same room?
so I translated a lot of the scribblings that were on the wall and described how this place used to work. And I don't know, but these guys, suspect. 50-50, they're either going to sell us out and stab us in the back or be useless.
I'm a linguist.
Yes, he is telling us that we are
I'm not gonna
integral,
stab
but he is
anyone in the
also
back.
talking.
What am I? I'm not a rogue. I don't stab people in the back. I stab them in the front. With
And every
words.
moment we waste arguing, another warrior maiden falls dead. Can we get on with it?
Yep, just 1 minute.
So he begins to speak you're all hearing it. They're speaking in their own language, and they're maybe trying to. They still have some self-consciousness about themselves about talking in front of you like this. But he says to you, Professor, "Is the spirit of Demetrius with you now?"
I believe so. He's very insistent on we get moving.
Do you think you can control him?
I've had kids and grandkids. I'm pretty sure an older man will be no different.
Oh, well, I hope that this is true, but I fear that the more time goes on and he does not have revenge, he may become more powerful.
He is a
He
very
tells
smart
you-
man.
He tells you Darius is on the 5th level. Also,
It seems that's what he's trying to guide at. He's all for leaving. But I believe he's a smart man. He knows if we die, there's no hope for him getting revenge. So I think hopefully he'll act more reasonable this time around.
He was hard to stop last time.
You can't understand what they're saying.
Who
Perhaps-
are you talking to?
Saffron's telling Savoie, we can't understand what he's saying.
I just can read the tea leaves. I know where this is going.
Perhaps, Professor, if you do get assistance from Pandora and the other warrior maidens of Madarua, maybe they can help defeat Darius.
I'm sure it would definitely be in our favor. I mean, he's no slouch. If he's managed to take out Demetrius on his own very quickly, we need all the help we can get.
I think it is unlikely that Darius is directly planning this assault. Likely, he is somewhere on the 5th level. He will be well guarded, but there could be opportunity to take care of him. If opportunity arises, it may be wise to help Demetrius get his revenge.
It helps him rest easy at nights and go on to the great beyond. I'm sure I'd be happy to lead it.
And then he just kind of like holds his hand up so that you can see the 5-pointed star. Usamagaris be with you. Okay, we are done talking. You can all leave now. Goodbye.
Oh,
And so you all begin to exit out into the hallway and begin to make your way down to the 5th level.
oh, Savoie. On that previous comment about you getting bit by a chair, I have I have a thing to help you with that. And he'll begin to take off his left bracer off. It has a 5-point star on it as well. Here, just put this on.
Is this something new? Is this like an access badge? I know that I hear about these. I put this on. I get free drinks from now on.
Just put it on, please.
Okay, this is my drink access pass. Awesome. Thank you.
Are you
You
sure
see,
it is safe? He was just talking to that other man, and what if that isn't a safe thing for you to put on?
It's free drinks. I just got to find the bar, and then I'll be set up the rest of the way. I know how these things work.
Well, the bar's downstairs in the fudge
Oh,
room.
boy.
Remember that. And he'll help you
And
tie
this
it
is
up.
how you get bitten by chairs.
I
So
got bitten
sorry.
by. Ugh.
He'll start tying it for you, even though it seems a little bigger, but then he'll mutter a few words. And then you see it starts to shrink and fix your arm a little better, and he'll cast Mage Armor on you.
Super. See this room that we're at? Be careful. See that chair in the corner? That was it. That chair was the thing.
Well, there are many chairs, no?
Yeah, the
One
big
with
one.
the tongue. The one that has a tongue just lowing out right there.
No, I remember I cut the tongue out. I was trying to make a belt out of it, but it was a little bit difficult to cut.
I just will not sit on any chair. I will play it safe.
Well, I didn't sit. I just walked by it.
So as you reminisce of old stories of being attacked by living room furniture and office supplies, you pass through that room, and you find yourselves out in this hallway where your tokens are. Here, the hallways are constructed of stone ceilings are about 10 feet tall, and the passageways are 10 feet wide. Right up ahead, where you see that square that fills the intersection there, that is a hole, a trap that was triggered in the previous section. The hole is about 15 feet deep, with large spikes at the bottom. And you can see from this point passageways that go to the left, to the right, and straight ahead, a passageway that ends in a stone door.
Well,
Oh, does
Everyone
anyone know where we're going?
well, if we were to get down to the 5th floor, there's multiple entrances to get down there. But honestly, it's up to you. But I would recommend. I'll look at the DM.
Straight ahead,
Yeah.
you would know
Straightforward.
you would know, you've passed through here, the pyramid, not in super detail, but a room like the chapel, exactly where that is, and it'll be straight ahead.
If you're looking to go to the chapel, it's right on forward.
You're the
And
ghost
Professor-
of this, we'll follow you.
Professor, you feel the spirit of Demetrius is trying to pull you to the east.
I will keep that in mind. Anyone have a bridge of sorts?
I'm just
No.
No bridge, just rope.
I may have an idea. And if you'd follow me, and he's going to try and lead the group back towards the bar.
Okay. Is anyone
My idea.
following?
Can we just jump over the corner to the other corner and then the other corner?
You're welcome
That-
to try that, but the idea I'm thinking might be a little safer.
That jump, like that pattern that you're suggesting, Savoy, is totally doable for everyone in this group.
I think we just tie a rope to Helibit. I saw him do this before. He's a good counterweight. So if anyone slips and falls, they'll only fall 5 feet, not hit the spikes.
I would very much appreciate that, Halibut. I have very little legs.
You'll just pull me down with you.
Oh, but I am ever so light. I will not pull you down.
Okay.
Allison, it might just take a while to load. That happens sometimes.
You're supposed to like move the map, or it's supposed to be movable. I
You
can't
see
that.
you see the tokens.
I see the tokens and one like 4 squares above the party, and that's all. It cuts off there.
Okay. Let's just give it some time. It might still be like loading the map underneath.
Or are you having trouble moving the map? Like, do you see the little like compass rose in the bottom right-hand corner?
I don't think so. Yeah,
There's
let's-
like a golden, I don't know how to describe it. It looks like a little golden
yeah.
square.
where
If you use that, sometimes it helps you move the map around so you can reveal more.
yeah, it's not letting me.
Okay.
You can also use the map on the video presentation to live in a time delay.
Ooh.
Try to. I see Savoir moved up, but that's it. I can't see past him.
Okay. Yeah. Jyoti's out in the audience. Silly fantasy grounds. Yeah. I'm hopeful the fact that you can see the tokens just means that we just need to. You'll just need to wait. Some people have described that to me, that several minutes later, all of a sudden, like the map pops up. So
I'd be waiting for the first time for you.
Hmm?
I'd be like waiting for the first time for you, which is like taking a little longer.
It took a while to load just to get to this page, so. And it did, but. Well, now Saffron's moved up behind him. I just can't see ahead of you guys. So. Hopefully let's see what's going on.
I'll just kind of move your token up along with everyone else while we're.
Yep.
So, what would you all like to do as you approach this pit?
If you must know, my idea was really just taking the fudge table and putting it here instead. That's it.
Oh, sure.
For a bridge.
Trust the table, whereas a chair tried to kill me. No, thank you.
But it's a table, it's not a chair. That's kind of a very big difference. One is fabric and wood, the other one is just as wood.
You ever been attacked by a chair before?
In all my years, maybe at a bar, but no.
Yeah, see? First time for everything. First time for the table might be today.
I believe our strategy was going to be to straddle from one corner to the next corner in the next hallway there.
I'm tying a
Absolutely.
10-foot length of rope to halibut and hopping from one corner to the next, so that if I fall, the swing is less than the drop into the pit.
Okay. Yeah, some of you take some precautions and do things like this. It's very easy to navigate around. There is the danger of the pits, the spikes below, and so these precautions are not unwarranted. And but luckily, you don't need to use them as you navigate yourselves around. And I'm getting the sense that you're all trying to head to the northern part of that passageway to head towards that stone door. As you all navigate around the pit and you start to get closer, once you get to about like 30 feet within that door, you can hear the clanging of metal against metal and the occasional scream or yell from various individuals on the other side. The sounds of battle seem to be very pronounced here.
Oh no, it sounds like there is a fight going on.
I fear that Argia's vision was indeed correct, as they typically are.
I'm a warrior now. I feel I can go up there and talk to them, and they're probably just practicing or doing some of the stuff. We did this in basic training. It's all very normal. I just walk right up to the door.
Oh, I will follow behind you.
You're very calm.
I'll be third.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Not surprised.
We all do.
So Savoy, you're up at the door. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna knock on the door gently because that's polite company, and wait an appropriate moment, and then just pull it open.
And warn them that you're coming. Yeah.
Hello, anyone there?
So you're knocking on the door, and the sounds are like more pronounced now, that even closer now that you're like right outside of the other side of this door, and you don't hear any stoppage to the battle or the sounds of battle that you're hearing from the other side.
Seems like they've got their doorbell ringer off. I guess we just need to go in. I'm gonna open the door.
All right, and as you open the door, so first I'll just describe this chapel that you're seeing. Very clearly a place of worship. There's a number of wooden pews laid out on the floor. You're actually like, this doorway kind of leads out into kind of like a dais. You feel like you're raised up above the ground floor there. And there are a number of statues here that have toppled over. Pretty much each of them, like right from their base. One of them resembles a man, the other a woman. And the other looks very much like a kind of like a winged child. From there, there's an
Alex that we'd seen before.
Yeah, you're getting the sense that these statues likely represent the three deities. They look very similar to the statuettes that sit atop the pyramid.
And Which one was the farting one? The winged one?
None of them. It was a lesser god that apparently has not been recognized fully yet. Alongside the walls, you can see ornate mosaics that decorate the walls, and two small fountains that have water that is pouring into them from the walls. And in the midst of this imagery and enjoying, it's just kind of a beautiful looking location, but you don't have time to really take any of that in, as there is a huge battle taking place between women with swords and spears fighting, trying to fend off hobgoblins. And so you see all of that. That battle is happening down amidst the pews and such. I'm trying to get that loaded up here in just a moment. Fantasy Grounds is thinking. But you see that battle happening. But then up on the dais, you're coming up behind what appears to be a number of goblins with... Sorry. This will be easier once you can see all the things that I'm talking about. Maybe I broke Fantasy Grounds.
Oh no, there are just too many of them.
In control.
Oh no!
I can see it now, but now it's tiny. I guess there's a zoom.
Oh, I saw something appear there. Oh, it's blinking. It's blinking in and out.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there they are.
I think it doesn't like my custom stat blocks, I think is what it is. But yeah, so you see that battle happening down below, but you are also coming up upon sorry, I said the word goblin. What I meant to say was human Synodicians that have robes on, and they have crossbows in hand, and it looks like they are taking some pot shots at the warrior women down on the ground. And now that is trying to load up.
And the crossbows are at the far ends from where we are.
Yeah, you're coming up behind them. However, they're not surprised by you. You were knocking at the door, so they're aware of you. And so we're just gonna hit initiative here, and that
They
is.
heard my door knocking over their combat.
Well, you did announce yourself.
You did
as
say
well.
hello.
I mean, hello.
Hello.
Who did us?
I mean, it was polite.
So first up, we just rolled initiative, and let's get these icons
Oh my, that's a lot.
visible. Yes. So there's one Synodician here who is wearing a mask that kind of depicts one eye right in its brow, and a horn that sticks up, marking him as a follower of Zargon. He turns around here and sees you at the door. He moves right over here, and Savoie, you are there. He's going to try to cast a spell at you, and that spell is going to
What?
be
Healing.
Spiritual Weapon. Maybe?
So I have a protection feature that if somebody is getting attacked within 5 feet of me, I can use my reaction to impose disadvantage with my shield. Would I be able to do that with the spiritual weapon attack?
That is a good question. It is a melee spell attack, so I'll say yes, it can do that.
Okay. Then
Oh,
Saffron will say,
disadvantage.
no, do not hit my friend, and try to defend.
I like you.
All right. Well, I don't think I coded this quite right, so it's a +4 on top of this. Does a 19 hit?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I tried very hard.
that's with disadvantage.
That's with disadvantage.
rolled
Yep.
real good.
Well, I am much shorter than you, so my shield probably doesn't protect anything too vital. I don't know.
So 5 points of damage to Savoie.
All right.
And then that was his bonus action. He's going to cast another spell. He reaches out, and you just see his arm transforms into a tentacle and lashes out and tries to grab hold of you. Please give me a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's actually an attack roll. I thought it was a saving throw.
Yeah.
So he'll roll. A 12 will miss. You manage to kind of jump out of the way, and the thing doesn't grab hold of your ankle, and then it just kind of like vanishes, like it's just like a temporary kind of thing that it seemed like he was trying to grab you and like actually pull you closer into the fray here.
Yeah,
And then
I
it
did not
is
like that.
your turn, Savoie.
All right. As usual, I was simply planning on taking some notes and scribbling things down. So the first thing in my hand is a dart, which I'm going to fling at him because he's right there in front of me.
A 19 will hit.
All right. And it's a Kenzie weapon for me, so it'll be this plus an extra D4. So 10 points of damage to him.
All right, 10 points.
And then I'm going to move into the room 15, 20, 25, 30 to get to attack him next round.
Sounds good. The warrior maidens embroiled in battle. Some of them are taking some hits. You don't see anyone down quite yet, but they've been at this for a while. It would seem there are a number of goblinoids that are on the ground that they've dispatched already, but many of them look exhausted, wounds. They've been at this probably for a little bit here. So the fact that none of them are down quite yet is nothing short of miraculous. You're taking stock of they are very clearly very capable warriors. And yeah, Fantasy Grounds just does not like that I built in these custom stat blocks. It just keeps giving
Fighting
me an
you.
error. Yeah, it's fighting me every bit of the way here. All right, but next up is Pandora, who is in the center of the battle here, fighting a particularly ugly-looking hobgoblin. And no, he's not the Fudd. He's just some other hobgoblin that she is dealing with. And so she makes a few attacks against him. And she kind of has a very unique way of fighting, almost like she's dancing. And she kind of is almost doing like a whirlwind like flurry, and it's just almost bewildering to the hobgoblin. You can see he's having a hard time kind of keeping up with her movements. And so she makes one attack, a 25, a critical hit. See, my dice roll, it's even like playing into the narrative here that I'm trying
Yeah.
to... Oh. And second attack also hits. So a couple of well-placed strikes against the hobgoblin captain. Next up, the Synodician, these Zarganites that have... well, this one over here with the short bow is attacking one of the warrior maidens over here. And gets a 20 to hit. That will hit. Doing 3 points of damage. She's still up. The Zaragon cultist number 2 over here by the altar is going to try to target and hit that same one. That one is going to miss. And now Zargon cultist number 3 here had a bow in hand, but just saw Savoie charge into the room and drops that short bow on the ground there, pulls out a short sword, and is going to step up, try to defend their ally here, but rolls a nat 1. When the nat 1 gets rolled, we have to clear it with our fumble table. But I rolled a 4, so no bad thing. If you roll a nat 1, you have to roll a d6. The d6 comes up a 5 or a 6. Something wacky will happen. Cultist number 4 is also over here by this tipped over statue and is aware that they have company. And so he's going to move out 5, 10, 15, 20 to right here. And is going to take a shot into the hallway there at Professor.
No!
But a 6, it hits the side, just clips like the portal of the doorway opening and doesn't even clear the hallway. Cultist number 5 over here is going to take a shot into the fray, try to take out one of the warrior maidens. And misses. You're kind of getting the sense as you're watching them that they're not like really all that well trained or equipped with these types of weapons, but they're backing up the hobgoblins nonetheless. This other Synodocean cultist of Zaragon over here realizes what's happening, moves up, and is going to take a shot with a short bow at Savoie.
You know, there's other people in the hallway.
But you're conveniently right here, center stage. But luckily, as I said, not very good with the short bow. Completely misses. Easy to dodge. And then the hobgoblin captain is dealing with Pandora in the center there. And he makes 2 greatsword attacks. First one is a miss. Second attack is also a miss. All right. We are up to Helibet. Helibet, is your turn.
Well, Halibut's going to dash into the room. He's going to come up to here. But since he dashed, he can't do anything else.
Okay. So Helibet's getting into the fray. Saffron, it is your turn.
All right. I will move ahead 5, 10, 15, 20. And I will use my whip, which has a little bit of a range, to try to attack the cultist number 3. So, I have to get used to this again. Oh no! Well, it hits! Yay! But did it put the damage on? Yeah, there it goes.
6 points.
All right. And I will say, stop hurting my friends! And I'll try to get his attention with my whip. That's what I've got.
Sounds good. So heavy laceration from the whip actually like rents right through his like cloak or clothing, and you can see it's a pretty nasty looking wound that you inflicted on him. Professor, you are up next.
Not in my house, you're not. And he's gonna twirl his hands around. He'll like become suddenly translucent. He'll cast blur on himself.
Ooh, nice.
That'll be his action. And for his bonus action, he will put on his mask. He'll get slightly bigger than he typically is, which fits into his armor better, and he'll go into Blade Song as well. His hair gets shorter. He gets more younger looking, in a sense, as Sava was describing, and he'll use his 40 feet of movement to get right here. And that's all he can do.
And he no longer smells like old parchment, more like Axe body spray.
And apparently I now smell like Axe body spray for some reason. In
Where did
Convulse.
that man come from? Like, you just come by, it's like, who is he?
Just can't wield axes.
And he will draw his curved rapier, and then that'll be his turn.
All right. Laura is up next. How did the map ever pop up for you?
See the map? I have it, yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
I can move her. So. Alright, so she needs to move. So she's going to come up behind Saffron to lend support here as the cleric. And provide cover for anybody that needs to go through the door. I guess she can ready and.
Yeah, you can ready an attack or an action of some sort if you have like a trigger, like when such and such thing occurs, then my action goes off.
The only one taking a hit so far is poor Savoie over there.
Yeah, poor Savoie. That's the right way to remember it.
He had to dart forward like the maidens that he criticized and then got hit for it.
No.
Oh, the irony.
Had to try it out, see if there's something to this charging forward thing.
I knew that I wasn't going to be abandoned.
Yeah, we're well surrounded, so. So yeah, she'll, I guess, just. She'll just stay in support of Saffron.
Sounds good. If you want, you could take the dodge action. Like if you're not if you don't have anything to use your action with, and then at least if you get attacked, they'll have disadvantage against you.
That sounds good.
Next up, the hobgoblins are getting worn down a bit here. And two of them, well, actually, one of them drops. Which one was that? One of the ones in the middle. Hobgoblin gets dropped. So that battle is currently raging. And Fantasy Grounds is going to keep fighting me. Okay, but it is Viscount's turn.
All right. He is going to move up here. And I'm going to shoot an Eldritch Blast at this guy, who I can see and still feel kind of safe and protected. So didn't do it. Let me try again. You're supposed to drag the circle onto your target, right, and let go?
So on your actions tab, Eldritch Blast, click that little magnifying glass to drop down some of the options.
Yeah. Okay. So I have to actually hit cast, but now it's not saying who I. All right. Well, I was shooting at the guy who's closest to me, straight ahead, more or less.
Okay. Yeah, that'll hit. That can't be right though, right? Because your charisma modifier is 2.
That doesn't look right.
There should be a +4. Let's see if we can fix that. Okay. Yeah, they look great now. Okay. Yeah, then you can do the same. You can click and drag the 1d10 force damage onto the token.
Okay, up to the one. I got it.
All right, 4 points to Zargon Cultist 3. Been whipped, been hit with this force damage, still on his feet, but not looking good.
I think that's it. I'm not going to use a bonus action.
All right, back to the top. We have our original cult fanatic here, who's right up close with Savoie. He's gonna cast a. He reaches out to try to grab you, and as he does so, Savoie, you can see his hand is just dripping with this like green slime, and it looks like he's trying to grab you with that.
Okay. My AC is. I've got my one of my weapons in my hand. I now have a +2 on my AC, which won't matter with the 22.
With 22. So he hits you with slimy grasp, which will deal 2d6 acid damage.
Oh,
That's not slimy. That's Bernie.
yeah. That's Bernie slime.
It's gonna make us socialists. No, just. It's fun. It's fun. We can laugh about it now.
Too soon. Too soon.
You are restrained until the end of his next turn.
Ooh,
As he kind of pulls you close.
Oh,
He's-
no.
It not only burns, but it acts as a glue of sorts, which he's now got you held.
So I just have disadvantage on attack rolls, but I can still make them.
We
Yes.
are the glue that keeps everyone together.
And then his spiritual weapon comes closer to try to smack you upside the head, which he now has advantage on, as he kind of yanks you right in front of where he wanted it. It cracks you across the head. And you take 8 points of damage.
I got 3. I got 3.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh my.
Savoie, it is your turn.
All right, I'm at disadvantage, but I am going to try to defend myself.
Oh no.
Roll
Oh.
that d6 and let's see what happens.
All right. Oh, 4.
All right.
Dull.
Neutral.
Yeah. And I cry out for help, like, "Hey, get off! Eh, gross!"
So that was action.
I've got speed 0, so I can't move. I am holding on to my other weapon because it gives me a +2 to AC. So at disadvantage is the only chance I got of not getting that last blow.
Okay.
So I went open-handed.
Gotcha. Okay. The warrior maidens are going next. Or rather, they're kind of getting a little beat up here yet. Warrior Maiden 1 goes down. Warrior Maiden 3 goes down. And Warrior Maiden 2 goes down.
That was a bad round for them.
Hmm.
We're going to be the only ones.
So the battle down on the floor is now not looking so great, as they've lost a few of their numbers here. But it turns to Pandora, who is seemingly in battle with the commander of this group of hobgoblins. So she's going to take a couple of swings again, kind of dancing around him. Another critical hit.
There she goes.
Oh, gee, she's on fire.
7 points. Follows it up with a second strike. That time in that one. But nothing further happens there. All right. We turn now to the cultists up on the platform with you all. They've now, it seems, turned kind of exclusively to your group. They're no longer trying to shoot into the combat that's happening on the ground, but trying to deal with you that have come up on their flank. So first we have Cultist 1 here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Sees Laura there, and is going to take a shot at disadvantage because you took the dodge action. And will miss. The next one here is over by the altar. It's going to move just ahead to take a shot at Professor. Will miss. And then it kind of ducks around to get a little bit of cover from the statue here. Cultist 3 is over the one that's been whipped and hit with the Eldritch Blast. Is going to try to take the advantage of Savoie being restrained by his ally and swings a 16, though will miss.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cultist 4 over here sees Halibut step forward and drops short bow, pulls out short sword, and a 22 will hit.
High roller.
That's for 4 points of damage. Zargonite number 5 is going to move up here, try to take a shot at Professor. Misses. And then the last one, number 6, is the one on the opposite side of Professor here. Short sword, takes a swing, but no chance with that blur on. Hobgoblin Captain, great sword in hand, is trying to land a blow at the ever-fast Pandora. A nat 1 could be problematic. It rolls a 1, so no further penalty. Second swing on Pandora. Ooh. Maybe kind of lucks into it. As he swings the greatsword, she kind of clips her arm on that. And he draws blood. As she takes 12 points of damage.
Oof. Hey, kid.
Kind of, you see, like she stumbles like quite a bit and like kind of falls to her knees and slides across the stonework here. Shakes it off, like kips up, back on her feet. She's still dancing around trying to hack and slash at him. Halibut, it is your turn.
Halibut's going to attack the cult fanatic with a inflict wounds at a second level.
That's an 18 to hit. Gets him.
Now this is going to be at a second level, so I don't know how to add.
If you click and drag your damage die, oh, you're on a Mac though.
Well,
it's fine. Just roll it and then roll me a second die and I'll add it in manually. So 13 points there. So you could just roll me another d10. And ooh, another whopping 10 points on top of that.
Whoa.
Nice.
There you go.
That's on which one? The Cult Fanatic, okay.
Yes. Well, I only got 13 on the first 3, so that one wasn't
Yep.
very good.
But you get the 10, which is
All right.
exactly what you needed to drop him.
Whoa.
Nice.
There you go.
So
Stay
I'm
frosty,
still
Frosty.
restrained because the glue.
We'll
one like
say
it-
it's like a concentration spell, so it would go away at this point.
Okay.
So you're unrestrained now.
All right, that's all I can do right now then.
All right, Saffron, it is your turn.
Oh, I am going to try to whip this guy again. See if I can take him down.
Nice.
And I get database node. Fantasy
What?
Grounds is like overload. He's
Oh
No.
no!
Well, we saw damage 6 exceeds hit points dying, so that's good.
dead. Yep.
And then I will step up in between so I can help defend my friend.
All
How
right.
weak is point? He's been attacked. Bad.
Next up, Professor.
Go for the eyes, Booker. And he's going to send the owl to distract Sargon number 6. Fold his number 6 and just have him just claw out the eyes, and he'll take a stab with his rapier. Boop-a-doo. Rapier.
That's a hit.
He will take that much damage.
All right. It's a clean strike, but it's still on his feet.
And with his movements, he'll take an attack of opportunity from number 4, but he'll move himself behind number 6.
All right. Number 4 will attempt to do that and miss. Next up
Should still have
is
blur on. I don't know why the effect.
next up is Laura.
So, Savoy looks pretty weak at this point from taking some attacks. You have 3 hit points.
Savoy is looking real rough.
So-
Yeah.
The cleric moves forward in the name of her deity to cast Cure Wounds on Savoy to give him some more strength.
All right.
So it's a 1d8 plus 1 for the wisdom. So I guess I just roll this guy. So,
Yeah, actually, let's see. Let's see if we can get this set up. So, Billy is okay. Okay. So what you can do is you can target Savoy by hovering over his token and then control click. And now you've got him targeted. Now you can go to
okay.
your actions tab on your spell sheet. And where your cure wounds is, there's a little heal button. You can click that and it'll roll the heal and apply it to him.
oh, I don't see a heal button. Maybe I undid the click. Why is it not? I don't see it.
Oh, here, 1 second. I think I might know why.
Oh, they're not checked. Okay.
Do you see it now? Do you see your cure wounds spell?
There's a little star next to it.
Oh, okay. Click that little magnifying glass next to the spell, and it should like drop down an option to heal.
Oh, I see. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Huh. Does that do it? I picked it up. Okay. I just kind of dropped on a 7. Did it take?
I don't think so. I don't see it in the log.
Let me try it again. There. Looks like a 4.
When you do roll a dice, you want to make sure you drop it in the log itself, not the entire thing.
The
Oh
log.
yeah,
It's
good
like the
point.
tray of
Like when you
writing.
see all the hit stuff, you want to drop it in there.
In the hit stuff.
We
In
see
that-
it says
Like
everyone's
the
names.
chat box, the
Yeah.
chat
Oh, the-
box, or on the target,
See
either
it.
either one.
Alright, because it's minimized. I'm not seeing the chat. I can finally see the map. Let me try that. Okay. Heal into the chat box.
There. Yep.
Oh,
Oh, sure, the time it works, right?
that was just a practice roll, right? Because you're learning.
Yeah, now that she knows how to do it.
You said the first roll was a 7. I'll give you the 7.
Dropped it. It went to 7. I don't know. And then
Just
it went
because
to 4.
you know we
And it kept
feel
going
bad
down.
for Savoie here, so
Trying to help.
we'll give him the full
Okay.
7.
Thanks, Alex.
So it's the +1, yeah. From the wisdom modifier.
Oh, so it's 8 total. Now he's
That
feeling
felt
real
good.
good.
Oh yeah, now you're looking good. It's a lovely shade of orangish yellow you are there.
And then she can still move, so she's gonna move a little closer to the action and come over here.
Very good. Anything else from Laura Zyra?
Nope, that's it. Okay, now I know how to do that.
All right, Hobgoblins. Hobgoblin 2 gets dropped. Wait, I gotta make sure I've got the right one here. What makes sense up here?
You're seeing the scores.
All right, this one goes down, and Hobgoblin 3 goes down. All right, so some things are happening down on the battlefield with the Hobgoblins and the Warrior Maidens. And then we come back around to Viscount.
DM, are we allowed to move through friendly units?
Yes, it just costs double movement through that particular square.
All right, Viscount's gonna push past the monk to get again some human shield happening here because he doesn't like those guys encroaching from the east. And I'm gonna do another Eldritch Blast. And interestingly enough, when he starts to cast a spell, you see these spheres of opaque black light burst from his fist. But once the beam actually soars free, it turns into like a bright rainbow. And I am going to fire at. Oh, that's a 10 to hit this cultist.
That one will miss.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna sit tight.
All right.
It was very pretty. I just saw the rainbow streak by.
And this will be my little PSA. You all had inspiration from the chat, so don't be shy about using that, because use it up. I'm sure they'll get you some more.
And Alex, just remind us all what inspiration can be used for: attack rolls, save rolls.
Yeah, attack rolls, skill checks, saving throws. I'll let you use it on just about anything that requires a D20.
Yeah.
Even if you want to use it on initiative, you can do that too. You just have to let me know.
Okay.
Savoie, you are now the top of the order, because that other guy's gone.
All right. I'm going to trying to look where I'm going to be. I'm going to circle around 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to be here. And then I'm going to fling a dart at our man cultist number 6. And for fun, I'm going to go with my inspiration, which is what, a D6?
No, it's advantage on the roll. I'll let
never
you.
mind.
I'll let you use it here. Generally, try to call them out before the roll, but if you want to use it,
I keep thinking of it like bardic inspiration. I always get confused by it.
yeah, I think that's a big. They should have come up with different terms for different things, right?
It always confused me on the timing of it all. 12 also misses.
The 12 will also miss. All right, the goblins are striking back at the warrior maidens. Warrior maiden 6 drops. And warrior maiden 8 takes a little bit of damage. So the numbers game is starting to tilt against the warrior maidens. It becomes Pandora's turn. Maybe. There it is. So she's continuing in her very individualistic style of battle. She misses on the first one. Second swing. Gonna go for the ankles. Didn't quite get it. This hobgoblin is starting to guard himself a little bit more. And her strikes are just hitting up against his armor and not drawing blood. We turn now to the cultists. Cultist number 1 is moving ahead just ever so slightly to get a shot at Savoie with its short bow. A 21 to hit.
What is with you and all this nonsense?
3 points of damage.
Can I use my reaction to deflect or catch it?
Oh yeah, you have deflect missiles now?
Yeah.
Yep, you can do that.
It says the damage you take from the attack is reduced by 1d10 plus my dex modifier plus level. So it's 1d10 plus 6. So I guess I still take the damage unless I can reduce it down to 0, right?
What is the modifier on it?
It says damage you take from the attack is reduced by 1d10 plus dex plus monk level. So 1d10 plus 6. So if I can reduce the damage to 0, I catch the missile.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you don't even really have to roll. It was only 3 points, so you got it.
All right. So I got a 13. So I deflected it, but it says if you reduce the damage to 0, you can catch the missile if it's holding in one hand. And I can spend a key point and make a ranged attack with the weapon I just caught. That's part of my same reaction. So should I do that as like just a dart throw to see if I hit?
Sure. You want to throw it right back at the same one?
Yeah. Yeah. He's gonna take it. Oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
From fancy to failure.
Roll a d6.
6.
Oh boy.
Savoie. All right. Let's see what happens.
This is how he is bitten by chairs.
That's exactly right.
Is this the one where you automatically hit it if you do roll bad?
Okay, so what you didn't realize about this arrow that was coming sailing at you is that he had ducked behind that statue, and he had kind of coated it in a bit of oil and flint and steeled it. And when he took the shot, all you saw was the movement, and you got ready to catch this arrow. But it's coming at you, and it's on fire. And so you grab it, but when you grabbed it, you grabbed like the hot, fiery piece of it, and then you drop it, and you're just like, it's catching on your clothes, and it's like a big fumble, and you're trying to like put yourself out. You're gonna take a little bit of fire damage from this.
Jeez.
Oh boy.
What are you doing over there?
This is all new to me. I only learned to fight 2 weeks ago.
My face says it all.
You don't touch the fire.
So you end up
Try to
taking
get
2 points of fire damage as you like. No further penalty other than that, but
Jeez.
This was not in the training video. What's happening?
You should have just taken the freaking 3 points of damage the arrow was gonna give.
couldn't
What's
have
the fun in
predicted
that?
No, he already reduced that.
I know.
just
Oh, I don't
dive-
want that.
this is
Let
a-
me burn myself instead.
He's just trying to throw it back.
It's a good use of a
That's
key.
awesome. And to use a key point, yeah.
This one over here takes a shot, and 18 to hit.
Oh my.
At who?
You.
Yes.
You.
Of course. Yes.
Very easy to see with that fire.
5 points.
You figured
Comes
me
back
dancing
around.
around would give me some more AC.
This one over here is gonna take a shot at you. That one misses, and it goes and hides back around the altar.
This is the first time Savall realized there was other people over there because I hadn't expanded my map. So I thought I was running.
Oh no!
Very in character. That.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, there's a bunch of them over there.
Oh man.
Cultist of Zargon 4 is, I think, engaged with Helibet. Gonna take a swing with its short sword.
Oh, but I will protect you. I will try
Oh,
to
disadvantage?
deflect that disadvantage. Yeah.
And
Probably missed anyway, but
he missed, so it could be a fumble. Let's see. They miss. Miss.
Alex, I just want to lay this out that I will not be writing the summary of this. I just need to hear someone else's point of view on what happened.
Yeah. Ooh,
I'm at a scratch. You don't even-
17 against
oh.
Professor, but it's a miss.
Oh.
The Hobgoblin Captain is still whipping that greatsword around. It's maybe just needs to land 1 or 2 to take out Pandora. Let's see. First swing is a 22 to hit. Six points of damage. She's not down yet. Here's the follow-up swing. Another nat
Ah.
1.
The amount of that once tonight.
Oh, no kidding.
But
Roller
fortunately, a lot of them have been this Hobgoblin Captain, so that's good for you all.
She's pretty
Pandora's
intimidating.
not
He's
down
off his
yet.
game.
Helibet, it is your turn.
Okay. Halibut's gonna do his bonus action to do Searing Smite. So he's going to hit with his. Well, he's gonna move up here first, and then he's gonna hit with the Warhammer on. That's Cultist 6 here.
All right, that's a hit.
All right. So.
Just note you attacked with your crossbow.
Huh?
You
Did I
attacked
do
with
with the
your
crossbow? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I do that over?
No, it's a hit.
All right.
All right, that one goes down.
All right. I think that's all I can do then.
All right, Saffron.
Okay, I'm just going to step. Oh, the map moved while I had my token in my grasp. That was really weird. I meant to just step there. And I will try to whip the guy right in front of me.
That's a hit.
All right. Oh, that
4
is not my
points.
best attack, but you know. It's hard to whip someone so close.
A hit. It's good.
All right, Professor.
Going to go help the maidens. He'll look towards the group and look for someone to say something.
Go for it. They need your help.
All right.
Save the head maiden there.
Don't
He
worry,
will
I'll
do
distract
a-
all these guys.
He will do
You
a
just-
backflip. This previously old wizard will do a backflip off the platform. He'll cast Misty Step. He'll teleport
Whoa.
30 feet to right here. And with his movements, he will go, let's see, 5, 10, 50. He'll go right here and with his bird, stab him.
All
Let's
right.
see, hold up.
Advantage on the roll.
All the stuff. Stab. Oh, I saw go from a 20 to the 3. Oh, that was sad. That's it.
All right. Laura's turn.
So to target an attacker, you control click on them, like with the heal.
Yeah, if you want to target, it's a control click.
Okay.
And then
I
you can
think
always look at the combat tracker to see if it took, because you'll see whether you have it targeted or not.
Because I'm targeting the cult of
Cultist of
cultist.
Zargon 4.
Mm-hmm. And then I can just open up my menu and go and use my mace and try to hit him in the base.
Okay. Yep. Perfect. A 9 will miss.
Is that coded right?
Let's see. That's
What's
a good question.
What's your strength?
Strength is 10, so that is right.
Oh, okay.
It's a weak strength. She swings and misses.
I wasn't sure because the 2.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so I guess that works good.
All right. That cultist is still hanging on. We turn now to the warrior maidens. Who are able to take out Hobgoblin 5. And then these two move up to number 7 here. And also Hobgoblin 9 goes down.
the professor
one's-
just has to take out 8 and 4 by himself. It'll be fine.
I've got it. Probably not. We'll
These
see.
3 are going to gang up on the captain. Viscount, it is your turn.
How high up is this dais?
It's maybe like 5 to 6 feet up. It's no trouble to just like hop off of it.
Are you counting that as part of our movement? Would it be like 10 to get down then?
I'm gonna say it's not really an obstruction. You just like hop off it as part of your normal movement.
Okay. I am going to see if I can get close enough to help the captain out there, even though she's really far away. All right. So I'm going to move 30, 5, 10, 15, wait. Hold on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 gets me there. And I have an ability that's 60 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Would you say I can see and reach her from here?
Yeah.
Okay. So as a bonus action, I am going to use a couple healing dice on Pandora. I have a pool of 3d6s. I'm going to use 2d6s to try to heal her. Let me see if I can. I don't know that I'm going to be able to pull that up in. Oh, wait, here we go. Healing light.
Oh yeah, we do have that on there for you.
It
Is that
just
in
says
range?
self, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to
Oh.
give me the option.
Yeah,
Even
that's
though
all
it's
right.
a range of 60 feet, should I just roll 2d6?
Yeah, let's just do that. I'll see about maybe adding something else to this later. So 2. All right. 4 points.
Okay. Not as great as I would have hoped. And yeah, so again, just for a little bit of dramatic flair, it's just imagine a white light with like tons and tons of glitter, sparkling, very gaunt, severe looking. And then I'm going to do another Eldritch Blast. I'll do it on Hobgoblin 4. I'll try to. Here we go. Ah,
That one will miss.
okay, I am done.
Good
All right,
round.
we're back to the top with Savoie.
Where did these other guys come from? And I'm going to try to just respond as best I can with a quick dart throw at that fella.
Now, just so you're aware of the situation, they're all cowering behind these pieces of statue and things like that. So you will probably have to move a bit to get some clear shots.
So I can move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That should get me direct access to him.
Yeah, you could see that one pretty clearly from that spot.
Okay. There's a 18 hit.
Yes.
Okay. And I get to do an extra D4 as the Kenzie weapon.
Another
So
1
5
point.
total damage to him.
All right. We turn now to the Warrior Maidens, and I was just doing kind of mass combat rules earlier. I think we're going to have them turn and do actual rules here now. So this one's going to take a swing. Hits. Ooh. Does 7 points to that actor there. These other Warrior Maidens have stepped up to help and give Pandora some backup. This one misses. Warrior Maiden 5 is down over here, taking a swing. That's going to be a miss. Warrior Maiden 7 is over by Pandora. They're working together to try to take this Hobgoblin Captain out. Misses. Maiden 8 swings, misses. And Maiden 9 is over by Hobgoblin 7. Takes a swing, misses. Pandora's turn. She's trying to finish off the Hobgoblin Captain. 14 misses. Second swing is a 17, which is a hit. Manages to tack a little damage on him. We turn now to the cultists who have their attention fixed on the party. And when I say the party, I really mean Savoie.
Yeah.
This one moves out. Short bow in hand. Miss. Number 2 here. Gonna take a shot down at him. 12 misses. Ducks around the altar. And number 4 is the one that is being kind of surrounded by the rest of the party there. It's got a short sword with Helibet's name on it. Ooh, but it's a
But I
nat
want
one.
to protect you. Oh,
Oh.
see, like
Yeah.
every time.
Sorry.
Well, it's all right. It's okay. I can feel like I do something, even if it's nothing.
And nothing further happens on that one. Eventually, I'll get in the habit of asking you. Hopefully.
It's okay.
This cultist here. Oh, you moved.
Sorry. I was trying to find
Oh,
why I'm not
God.
there.
How dare you?
You're dodging.
Oh,
19.
That'll hit.
2 for flinching.
Who's doing that? Who's hitting
Can
me?
you deflect that one?
I can try.
Okay.
Yeah, you should
Might be
probably
a good
deflect
one.
it.
So
Catch it, catch it.
10.
he did it.
Oh man.
How
Oh,
much
I think,
damage was
I
it?
think you still have this unconscious thing from earlier. I'll take that off. It was 3 points, so you catch it.
I catch it, and I'm gonna burn another key point to throw it back at him.
You learn.
Be careful
was
with the word
nothing.
burn.
Which one did it?
Number 5.
Yeah.
Is he the one that threw the first one?
There
Ah,
you
it's a
go.
Yeah.
take that. And what is it?
It's a
throwing?
1d6.
All right, so I'll just roll a 1d6. So 4. I don't know if I don't think you call it finesse, so I don't think I can finesse it into him.
I think you do.
Yeah, let's see what it says.
Pretty sure monks you can use it with your proficiency and your damage. No, just about your damage bonus.
The missile counts as a monk weapon for the attack.
Okay, so then I do
Modifier on that. Dex.
+3.
Plus 3.
+3.
He goes down.
Ha ha!
There you go.
That's what it was missing. I just didn't have the right flair to it.
Hobgoblin Captain is up. A couple of well-placed strikes could be the end of Pandora. Let's see what happens. Oh, not that one. Second attack. Also misses. Helibet, it is your turn.
All right. Is that Searing Smite? Is that still in effect, or?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, it's supposed to last a minute, but I didn't know if it was only against one.
Yeah, once you strike, it goes off.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to use it again, and against the cultist 4.
There
Critical
you
hit.
go.
All right.
This is gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt a lot. So, 12 points.
And that did that? Yeah, okay. That added the Searing Smite onto it too.
Although, no, he's not still up. But I don't know if it quite did the critical correctly. But doesn't matter. He's this is overkill anyway.
Okay. And then I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, over to here. All right, that's the end of my turn.
All right, Saffron's turn.
Okay. I think I am going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I will follow after my friend. And I am going to cast Bless. I'm going to bless Halibut and Savoie and myself. So, can I just drag the...
Yeah, that would work.
All right, I'll just drag the effect on the 3 of us then.
That's plus 1d4 to attacks and what else?
Saving throw.
Saves. Yeah.
All right. Next up, Professor.
I'm looking at my sword. I look back up at my opponent, and if you see him just have a big old grin on his face, he would. But wearing the mask so it covers it, and he'll just stick his hand forward and cast Burning Hands on Hobgoblin 8 and 4.
Yeah.
So they'll need dex saves. Here they are.
They both
Both
fail.
fail. They'll take 86 fire.
Whoosh.
Whoa.
Both heavily burned, but still up.
And then with his movement, he'll shimmy right here. And he will use the bird before I forget to strike Hobgoblin 8.
All
If
right.
whoever hits it next with him.
Laura Zyra, it is your turn.
She's going to make a run on the diagonal here. 2, 3, and come up here to the hobgoblins. And then try to attack Hobgoblin 8.
You
Is
have
that the-
advantage.
You have advantage because his owl familiar is kind of giving you a little bit of distraction.
Okay. So does it change how I do the attack?
A little bit. Down in the lower left-hand corner, do you see where there's a button that says ADV? You can click that
Yeah.
before you do the roll, and it'll give you advantage.
Okay. So I'm going to try to swing with my mace again.
16. Ooh,
Oh.
16. Unfortunately, they're heavily armored,
Mhm.
and so he manages to deflect it with his shield. Next up, the hobgoblins go. Hobgoblin 4 is longsword in hand, is going to try to attack Professor. A 20.
Shield.
Cast shield, deflects it. Hobgoblin 6 is the one over up here. Takes a swing at one of the warrior maidens. Misses. Hobgoblin 7. Takes a swing. Misses. Number 8 is the one that has just turned its attention to Laura. Is going to try to take a swing at you. A 20
Oh, yeah.
hits.
Mhm.
Dealing 5 points of damage.
Mhm.
And then we are at Viscount's turn.
Is the owl still giving advantage on attacks?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay.
It's only on melee for the help
Only
action.
on melee. Okay. Let's I'm gonna move first just 10 feet. And I'm gonna use I'm tired of missing with my Eldritch Blast, so I'm gonna use inspiration and give myself advantage on an attack roll on Hobgoblin 8. Except I didn't hit advantage, apparently. I'll just throw it again in case I crit. No.
Well, the
All
21's
right.
good.
Yeah, so then damage.
Whew.
Nice.
There you go. Nice
Hobgoblin
hit.
8 splats, hits, force impact, hits it, tips it into that pew, and it drops over, and he goes tumbling down.
I'm gonna continue my movement. I moved 10, so I'm gonna move just more up here.
All right. We are back to the top. Savoie.
So I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Wait a minute, I was just checking something else out. I can actually move 40. Yeah, I kept forgetting. 40. And then I'm going to use, actually, sorry. I feel like I'm not on X's. I seem to be there. I kept stopping where I wasn't quite on.
Yeah.
And figure out how to make that work. So I just got within enough space to be able to hit the Hobgoblin Captain with a dart.
Sounds good.
Because I think that guy just needs to have. We need to save this woman. So I've got my bless on, which helps. So a 19.
19 will hit. And 6 points to the Hobgoblin Captain.
And then another 4 for it being the Kenzie weapon.
All right,
So-
2 more.
So 8.
That's a heck of a dart.
Right in the jugular.
It's a quill. I'm just throwing quills.
It's like a jart, a lawn dart, one of those.
Vision chipped.
Hey, kids.
He's getting some little ink inside of him. A little stain.
Warrior Maidens trying to strike back. This one hits the target and manages to drop Hobgoblin 6. Warrior Maiden 4 over here, helping out against the captain. Swings and misses. Number 5 over here takes a swing. Misses. Number 7 is over by the captain. No such luck. And then these two, 5, 10, 15, 20. Moves right up to the captain. Gonna try to overwhelm him. Miss. And this one's over here. Takes a swing at Goblin 7. Misses.
Come on, ladies.
Pandora's turn. Got Hobgoblin Captain kind of on the ropes. First attack misses. And the second one misses.
Oh,
They're
man.
he's just like getting hit by his armor. He's kind of like throwing his weight around, and he's just turtling this battle. He's not going to be able to win it probably, but so far still on his feet. The
Not so strong,
cultist.
can't stop a dart. The cultists were really a danger. I had to get away from them.
This one starts to make for the door. Oh, actually, sorry. I forgot there was a door over here. That's the door he's going to make it for. Opens this door and heads inside. The other one is going to do the same.
Once they don't have Savoie to push around, they all turn tails.
Exactly. And then the captain, Hobgoblin Captain, is going to go. Maybe, just maybe, if he gets a couple of good swings in here, he can demoralize the Warrior Maidens if he's able to take their champion down. And the first swing is a hit. Big hit. 12 points. One more hit. One more hit. And a 17 hits. Sword goes right through her chest. She begins coughing up blood, and he just rips it right out as she drops to her knees and falls face forward on the ground. You can see gasps and tearful eyes from the other warrior maidens who almost instantly fly into a rage at seeing their leader fall. Halibut, it is your turn.
Halibut's going to move. Can I cast a healing spell on the warrior maiden there that just went down?
What are you casting?
Healing word.
Okay.
I think
You
I'm
cast-
close enough.
You cast healing word. It doesn't seem to take effect.
Oh.
She's dead.
Oh well.
But guess we're back with the Brotherhood of Rome.
Just my luck. I'm no good as a healer.
I mean, after watching these ladies fight these last couple rounds, are they really great allies?
I guess I can't do anything more then.
Saffron.
Oh, I am going to run towards this door. So I'm going to move my movement 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then I'll dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I can, oops, I'm not in a square. Kind of get there,
Yeah.
but I'm not quite there. I just was wanting to see if I could peek into where they were going.
Yeah, I think I'll just reveal this kind of corner. You can see, you can kind of hear them maybe. You get the sense they're just down the corridor here.
Okay.
Professor, it is your turn.
Next turn, I'll use my owl to Hoggle number 4 and to stab him through the throat. So, attack roll. Takes damage.
Goes down.
40 feet of movements. I will hop over this and get right up to the leader and say, take care of him. I can fix this. Instant to see him.
They all look somewhat
that'll be my turn.
perplexed, but give you kind of a knowing nod as they turn to deal with the champion. Laura Zyra, it is your turn.
I'm gonna move up here and go for Hobgoblin 7. Changing tactics here from the mace and switching to one of her daggers.
That's a hit.
Yay. That's 1d4 plus 2 piercing, so I'll grab the d4. And then it gets a plus
two
2.
on top of that. Sure. So
Yeah.
that's number 7. 5 points. Got it.
Yay.
All right. Yeah. So stab. You manage to kind of find a weak spot where the armor isn't quite protecting him. Jam it kind of in like that shoulder piece there. He kind of squeals out and turns his attention to you and tries to hit you with his longsword, but misses. Next up, Viscount.
All right. He is going to try to thread the needle, if you'll let him, and try to send an Eldritch Blast toward the captain.
Sure.
Hobgoblin captain. Okay. So, how do you target it initially before you even make your attack? How do you indicate who you're aiming at?
You could control click.
Control click. That's what I'm missing. All right. So yeah, I will try. Nope. That's all I got for this turn.
We go back to the top. Savoie.
All right. I am going to close the distance. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And use a key point for flurry of blows and take 2 open hand strikes at him. First.
That's a hit. Six points to the captain. He's still up.
The other side of that. And that's just as the bonus action, so I still get to take a real hit on him, right?
Well, and I cast Bless on you guys, but it doesn't look like it's adding that D4 in anymore.
Well, 14. Yeah.
Does he have to stay within range of you?
No, it
I
wouldn't
don't
pick
think
up on
so.
It's a coding thing. You'll have to fix it because it would do it for like 1 minute, it says, but it doesn't count as 1 minute. You made it to the 10 rounds is how I would go about fixing it.
Okay, we'll just manually like throw in a D4 then. Throw in a. It's not gonna matter on that 10. It's still gonna miss.
So
But
I'll just ignore it. But I also get the regular attack, which I'm looking. I should have done this first. I just wanted to hit him.
because you're doing flurry of blows.
Yeah.
Okay, and yep, this one will hit. And that's enough to make the Hobgoblin Captain go tumbling down, just as the other warrior maidens are coming forth and like sticking their swords in him.
That's how it's done.
Yeah.
Catch burning arrows. Do everything.
Well, catch is kind of a generous interpretation of what you did with that burning arrow.
He
We're
caught
gonna
it.
move.
I got it right the second time.
We're gonna move now to the chase that is underway.
Oh, yeah, they're going to get away.
Not hard to outrun a gnome.
I know.
But she has a whip, though.
Get over here.
No, I'm sure Helibit will join the chase. That'll help speed things up.
Helibet, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I jumped down over that platform. He probably has a hard time getting back up. He's gonna move up a little bit. He's gonna fire his arrow at. He's gonna use his point of inspiration too. So.
Okay. That one will miss.
Oh.
Saffron.
Oh, I am going to try to chase just to see where they're going. So yeah, I can
So-
only get to there.
You can see one at the end, presumably heading down this up to the north there.
And I will call out as I was running, they're getting away. Just so people know I am going somewhere.
Okay. Professor.
He's gonna use his movement to drag her away from combat. So 20 feet this way.
As you're doing that, you hear a voice in your head say, for the first time, you haven't heard this spirit talk. It's just been feeling, but now you hear it talking to you, and it says, I'm afraid not, my friend. I am willing to lend you my powers in pursuit of my goal of getting revenge against my brother, who saw the Magi of Usamagaris fall out of favor with our brothers and sisters. But I've waited long enough. It is time to make our move. Darius is here, right now. We should move. to the east. He's waiting. Only then will I lend you the power to bring her back. Hey everybody, we are back. Hopefully the audio situation from earlier is resolved and you can hear us. But
You may want to fix the videos again.
oh shoot,
That was my bad. I forgot I
Oh,
wasn't
that's-
supposed to
no,
turn my
that's
camera.
that's all right. Okay, Dawson's back. I put this one there and this one here.
Time to swap characters. Try to be someone else.
Yeah.
Who can be me?
No one can be you, Scott.
Okay.
I'd
Oh
be me
no.
more successfully.
Here we go. Yeah, so we are back and we are playing the Lost City. Our heroes here had been sent down to the 5th level of the pyramid to try to intercept the warrior maidens of Matarua. Ariga, the chief magi of the clan of Usamagaris, was worried that they were headed off to engage in a battle that they could not win without help from the other groups. And so the party came upon them in the midst of such a battle, and likely many of them, many lives here probably survived as a result of the party dropping in on them when they did. They were in the warrior maidens of were in battle with some hobgoblins and some cultists of Zargon. But at the tail end of this confrontation, the leader, Pandora, the leader of the warrior maidens, fell in battle and died. Professor is inhabited by the spirit of Demetrius, a cleric of Usamagaris, who does have the ability to bring her back, and was only willing to give Professor that ability to bring her back if he promised that he would help him deal with his brother, Darius, who was responsible for orchestrating the betrayal that happened 1 year ago that led to the downfall of the Synodicians and led to them losing their city. The group has taken a short rest, licked their wounds, and are getting ready to follow a lead that Saffron had seen. She followed 2 of the cultists down a hallway and saw them make their way behind a door. When she tried to get closer to it, appears that there's a bit of a trap here, and I'm gonna kind of mark that right where the walls came.
Right where the
folding
gnome
in.
blood is, right there.
And right there. The walls rescinded back after squishing Saffron. She managed to live and squeeze out of there, but you know that there is potentially a trap there. I'm going to say, Saffron, your feeling is that the trigger to this trap is not something you stepped on, but something that was activated on the other side of that door. An hour has passed. There is the possibility that you could get up to that door stealthily and see if you can't, not trip any kind of alert on the other side that might activate it. But that's where we'll be bringing us back in right at that hallway as you're moving together.
Were the warrior maidens interested in pursuing the cultists that were firing arrows at them?
Like I said I mentioned this before we went offline, but the warrior maidens are fatigued after hours of being in that battle. And Pandora is dealing with the trauma of having just been brought back to life. They're not really in a condition to be extremely helpful to you. Wouldn't take much convincing to have them come with you, probably. But they're not in great shape. And so they maybe be a little bit more of a liability in the condition that they're in right now than asset.
Are they going to be willing to speak with us after we deal with this room?
Yeah, there will be a time for a conversation at some point.
Okay.
It's probably not going to be in this session because it's rather late, and so we need to wrap this one up. And there's another session on Friday for anyone who's interested. We'll probably hear from the Warrior Maidens at that point.
So if you're a very charismatic person, sign up for Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, so I will tell you all about. I think if someone is very quick and quiet, they may be able to get to the door without whoever squished me squishing them. But I'm not very quiet.
I could also use my mage hand to open the door to see if there's even anybody out there.
I can help enhance someone's ability to do tasks a little better, if they would like.
I am open to any possibility. I just don't want to be squished by the wall again.
Do we know if the door is locked?
I did not get close enough because, again, the wall, it went like this and pushed me back.
Did have you noticed any peepholes where they were able to push their button when they knew you were standing at the right spot?
I'm not sure. From this distance, I was only able to hear people sounds on the other side of the door. I was not very perceptive, I'm afraid.
The door.
Viscount...
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say the Viscount is gonna use Mage Hand to see if the door is locked. He's not gonna necessarily open it if it isn't locked, but he's gonna just move the doorknob to see if it is in fact locked or unlocked.
You try, yeah. It's kind of like a pull kind of thing, but there is like a keyhole. Like this door could be locked, and when you try to pull it, indeed, it doesn't open so freely. So, what I was gonna say about the stone door, asking about peepholes, there's nothing visibly apparent from your perspective on the other side of the hall. But they also likely wouldn't have necessarily needed a peephole to know that you were on the other side. They were aware of that you were in pursuit.
If you want, I could send the bird, Parker Sebastian Bashir Jr. III.
Well, will the bird get crushed by the wall?
He's fine with it.
The bird-
It's not really a real. It's not a real bird. It's a little celestial being. It's just a celestial owl.
He looks a little hurt.
Oh, don't say that. You're wonderful. You know what I mean. You're
I'm
only here
real.
because of me,
Here's
though.
when he hears the
Remember?
word celestial.
But he'll be a little peeved off for a bit, but he knows what's at risk.
So you're
Send the
sending
bird.
the owl forward.
Unless someone else has a different idea.
Seems to make sense.
I'll take that as a yes.
Have at it, Professor.
So your goal is to see if he gets squished. Is what's happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I will
Yeah.
cover my eyes.
I will cast guidance upon my owl.
Sure. Owl moves past, no problem.
Some sort of trick. I'll ask him if he can hear anyone on the other side of the door.
Have the owl can make a perception check at advantage.
And guidance, too. Whatever this is. +3
Apparently
and a D4.
needs it.
Oh, boy. You don't
Yeah.
hear it. 9.
Your
No,
owl is
it
just
is hard to
kind
keep
of
it
being
stone.
obstinate because you just said that he wasn't real and like his existence. You questioned whether his
Why-
existence was. He's just. Mm-mm.
I'm sorry, okay? It's a mishap of things. Oh, I'm sorry.
What if I make
worse than my
myself really
grandkids.
small? I will crawl and be low, so if there is a peephole, no one would see, and I could just crawl to the door.
Anybody good at opening locks?
The luck
So-
is the bigger issue here, I believe.
Saffron, you're
What?
gonna try to sneak up ahead.
Sure.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
All right. Oops. It rolled it twice. Sorry.
That's all right. 19 with the armor penalty. You managed
Oh,
to.
that's why it rolled it twice. Okay.
Yeah,
I
you
thought I hit
army
it twice.
you army crawl forward
Yes.
very carefully. You manage to keep like your armor like just a few inches above the flagstone so it doesn't make like a scraping noise, and you get to the other side and you're right before the door.
Okay. Now, if only I had a key. I don't know how to open it, but I got across.
Eat it down. Use. Do you have a mace or anything you can use?
I have a whip and a javelin. I am not.
We didn't
I
probably
don't-
prepare you for this.
No.
If you want to step aside, I can fire a few cantrips at it and see if I can blow it open. If no one has a more sophisticated way of bypassing this barrier.
I don't with Eldritch Blast I think the target has to be a creature.
Okay. I have another option too, but I'm not sure that might have a similar restriction.
What kind of a door is it? Is it
It's a stone door.
a stone door?
Saffron, now that you're right by the door, it's a little bit easier to kind of hear what's going on the other side.
Okay.
But it doesn't become any more clear to you, like what exactly is happening on the other side, even though you can hear it a little bit clearer. But it definitely sounds like some number of people making noises. Maybe some of it's language, but it would be in Synodician, so you don't understand the language. But it's like a little bit maddening to take in because there's some giggling happening, there's some crying happening, and there's even some like kind of nervous, like kind of hiccuping, like you're hearing like all of these different states of mind and emotion being kind of you can just feel that emotion even though you can't understand them. And you're getting the sense there's maybe, I don't know, at least half a dozen people on the other side of this door and making these noises.
All right. Well, I will whisper it to my friends. I don't know what they're doing, but I can hear there's something very strange. There's crying and laughing, and so they're right on the other side. Should I just
Good
make a
idea.
noise so they open the door?
I think they're drunk.
I mean,
No.
I
we
have an
can't.
idea.
They'll
It's going to
activate
make me
the
feel
trap.
really uncomfortable.
What's your plan, Professor?
Well, I have two plans. I like to think things through. Option one, you said there's a keyhole, right?
Yes, there's a keyhole.
Is there a keyhole? Well, now it's three plans. Option one, I can send the bird in to see if they can find a key. Probably not going to work great considering it's a bird. Option two, I could just misty step in there because I can see it. Or option three,
And
I
then
can speak to
open
them.
the door?
Yes, that kind of way. Option three. Have I ever heard some sort of calling that Zarganites have ever said? Like a form, like a greeting in a sense, like how Argia has ones like "May some gods be with you," that kind of stuff. Have you ever heard anything like that with Zarganites?
Yeah, give me a history check.
Should have said guidance before then, but I didn't. Hey Demetrius, in my head. You ever heard him say something like this? Where is it? That's good.
They often, like, a common greeting is "my life for the eye."
Professor, are you able to Misty step back if you are unable to unlock the door for us? Or will you perchance be stranded alone on the other side of the portal here?
I got spell slots. Don't you worry about that, Sonny.
Then I vote for that plan. Try to open the door, and we will follow.
So, Professor,
That is a good plan.
You're gonna Misty step in here.
Well, let's be. That's the current plan, yes. But there's
Okay.
still a problem with this. On the other doors we've seen here, is there like a little thing to unlock it from their side or no? On our doors we've seen in this place. Because you know what I mean? What if it's like a two-way lock?
Sure, we'll say that this door it's kind of like a deadbolt thing, is the sense that you got from the mage hand. Like it is, it's a deadbolt on the other side that's preventing it from being opened.
Well, if we are going to do this, I suggest you prepare yourselves.
All right, I grab my whip and I'm ready to whip anything if that door opens and there's someone there.
All right.
So you Misty step in.
Before I do, I will go towards the door.
Yeah. You make it across to the other side.
I'll listen.
You hear the same kinds of things that Saffron is hearing, like
laughter.
Laughter. There's some, these different kind of confusing sounds. I guess as a Synodician yourself, you could hear some of it, like you hear someone like it seems like they're maybe talking to like their child. They're talking about taking the boat out on the lake and going fishing, and they're kind of very pleasant kind of sound in their voice. But then along with that, you hear another one saying, no, you can't. I'm not going to give any more of my family to that thing. I've already given up two of my family this month.
I'll think.
It's just like very, very drastic different things that people are saying and seemingly not aware of one another.
I'll ask Demetrius, is he behind this door?
He says, I don't feel that he's directly behind this door, but we're getting close.
I will activate Blade Song and Misty Step.
So as you Misty Step into the room, what you see are, there's like 9 or so men and women wearing kind of fanciful robes, masks. One looks like a rabbit, one that looks like a badger, one that looks like a fox, like different kind of mammal-like masks. But they're all kind of like sitting, laying down on the ground, and some of them seem to be having conversations with the air, like they're addressing some phantom that you can't see. You see one of them is like banging his head against the wall. There's another one that's just, it basically looks like a drug house. Like there's people that are just all not here, not present. They're seeing things that you can't see. And all about the room next to these people, you see vials of having various levels of liquid still in them. Some of them empty, some of them cracked and broken on the ground. But being a Synodician yourself, you've seen this before. This is evidence of people that have been drinking elixir of fantasy. It's basically a hallucinogenic that people that have lived in Synodicea have used for some time to escape the dreariness of their lives underground and the dreariness of having to live in the oppressive shadow of Zargon's evil. You could give me another history check to know something more maybe about this. The Magi of Usamagaris are responsible for this. They invented this elixir several centuries ago to try to help people feel happier, feel better, but it is an addictive thing that the Zarganites eventually got hold of and understood how to make, and they've been kind of controlling people using it. It's not a bright moment for the Magi that they've try not to talk about it. It's not polite to kind of talk about it because they all feel shame that they have some hand in its creation. So from here, you see two doors, one to the north, one to the south. It's very easy for you to go up to this door where your comrades are on the other side and open that up and let them in. No one in here seems to notice the fact that somebody just popped in. No one acknowledges your presence. And Shady Bonsai just redeemed inspiration for Saffron.
Oh, thank you so much.
I will unlock the deadbolt and open the door.
And I will not whip you because I recognize you as my friend. But I will come into the room.
Demetrius is signaling to you, Professor. He's here to the south. Behind that door. I can feel him. He's here.
We need to go south.
You seem so certain.
Can't you read my face? I'm pretty certain. I'm pretty sure we need to go south here.
That's what I'm saying. Why? How do you know? What are we pursuing?
Our remaining stragglers. And he's lying. He is lying.
Too.
The mask is just covering his face, but he is lying. So if you want me to roll deception or something like that.
No, I do not think Saffron would question that. She's also not very insightful.
No other indication of which way they might have gone. Even if it is a 50-50 shot, we must choose one way. The professor got us this far. Let's continue to follow him. You first, though, good fellow.
I plan to be on it, and he's going to smack the butt of his sword. It's going to turn like a very vibrant red, and I'll cast Striking on the blade.
Okay. This lasts for 1 minute.
I know.
Okay. All right. And then you're making your way pretty quickly to that door.
Oh, 40 feet of movement, looking straight to the door.
Okay. You make it to the door and you open it up. And in here you see a dozen brightly robed men and women masked as various animals, just like in the previous room. But these individuals seem a little bit more lucid, for they're all engaged in playing different games, card games, dice games, and one is even at kind of a roulette looking table. And there are bags of coin being tossed about, and a couple of these individuals, they see you open the door and they're kind of motioning for you to come up to the table and join them. But Professor, you bring that door, it flies open, and you're feeling compelled to move right to this wall. I'm just moving the token there to suggest where. But that is where Demetrius is saying in the southeast portion of the room, maybe beyond it. I feel him. He's not here in this room, but we're close.
Just you see him with pure tunnel vision. There's the younger frame of what used to be Professor, or if it's Professor at all, going straight towards that wall. Not even acknowledging everyone else in the room.
You can see a number of the people that are playing the card games are noticing that you're just hanging out by that wall.
I will look. for the thing.
Make a perception check.
Could I argue for investigation?
Yeah, sure. I'll give you an investigation. Typically, you gotta find the thing before you can figure out how it works, but we'll fast track it.
I will use my inspiration.
All right. Moving along the room there, your hand manages to catch onto there's a little handhold that was kind of tucked in behind a brick, and your hand seems to kind of slide right into that spot, and you pull as this wall, 10 feet of the wall, kind of swivels and kind of creates a sort of two-way portal right between that wall. And inside is where you will see Darius with a number of hobgoblins, apparently in mid-conversation, getting ready to ambush you. But you managed to get there quick enough, and I gotta clear my tracker, and we will get the big battle, the big boss battle here underway. Oh, Fantasy Grounds. It's thinking.
That is the true battle tonight.
Mm-hmm. No, the FUD is not in this particular room. It's just Darius and some hobgoblins that have no name. That's the chat was asking about the FUD.
Hobgoblin number 6 feels really upset about that comment.
I feel like the FUD is probably Zargon's second form. Like you killed Zargon and you think you beat him, and the FUD shows up.
You hear how the FUD talks.
I've got a little song and everything all queued up and ready to go for when we get to that point. So first up will be Saffron.
Oh boy, I maybe should have walked a little closer. Okay. 15, 20, 25, 30, no, 25. So I'll move up to here, and I think I'm going to use my action to cast Bless again. And let's see. Who can I target? Who is within range? I'm going to get Helibet and Savoie. I think I can get both of them. 5, 10, 15. Yep. And who else is kind of a hitter?
I like how I'm considered a hitter now.
Well, I mean, you're a monk, so, you actually attack. The Viscount as well. Man, it's so distracting with that stupid S in there. So I will bless them for my action.
Sounds good.
And that is all.
Halibut.
Does that work on crossbows too?
Yep.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna move. So those doors are open then. Oh, I can see them.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna fire a crossbow then at Hobgoblin 4.
That's a critical
nice.
hit.
Nice hit.
Yeah, that one's looking pretty rough right out the get-go here.
That's my turn then.
All right, we move now to Viscount.
And so is this entire wall missing, or is it only the two panels in front of the hobgoblins?
Exactly. Yeah, it's gonna be right here. Will be the entranceway.
Okay. All right, then I will fire an Eldritch Blast at warrior number 2.
All right, that's gonna hit. All right, he's looking heavily damaged. Bends in on his armor a little bit.
And then I'm going to take a step back.
Hobgoblins are up next. Hobgoblin 1 is in the back rank here. Moves forward 5, 10, 15, 20. Has longbow in hand. Is going to shoot straight forward at Halibut. Misses. Sorry, he's going to right there. Hobgoblin 2 is up front and going to move 5, 10, 15. Get up right here. Longsword in hand. Gets a critical hit on Viscount.
I am going to reaction do Hellish Rebuke.
Sounds good. So I think you can hit him with a dex save. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Nope. Okay, it's right. Okay. And he fails that, so he'll take full damage.
So now I just gotta move down. Okay.
So he gets a pretty decent, like, sticks his blade in you and you react, and he just like incinerates and gets blown backwards and drops to the ground. As we move to Hobgoblin 3, right over here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Gets right up to Professor and takes a swing. A critical hit.
Can't block that.
Dealing 7 points of damage. Hobgoblin 4 is going to move to the other side here and try to take a swing at Professor without moving out of range. A 19.
Shield.
Cast shield and blocks it. Hobgoblin 5. 5, 10. Moves up. Sees Halibut. Longbow. Misses. And then the last Hobgoblin. Moves to right here. Longbow is going to shoot out at Viscount. 21 to hit.
I'm down no matter what.
Viscount goes down. Savoie, it is your turn.
I am moving up to a spot where I have a little bit cover. I'm assuming if I move behind one of these tables, I have some cover.
Yeah, let's say you get like half cover behind one of the tables.
Okay. And as I try and take in what we're going to be doing in this this new adventure part of the escape, I'm going to try and throw at Hobgoblin 4.
That's a hit.
All right. And I was trying to figure out how to add in the key, the fact that it's Kenzie weapons. I just don't see that as possible. There's got to be something I'm just missing.
Yeah, we can figure it out in between games. There might be a way we can make that work.
Yeah,
But
our
that-
damage.
We'll take this one down. Anything else, Savoie?
No, that's it.
All right. Lorzera, it is your turn.
So with Viscount down, I'm right next to him. I guess, is he dying or dead?
He's dying.
So I could
Fortunately-
cast.
Yeah. Yeah, yep, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that. I guess I do the cure wounds again. Okay.
Ugh.
Plus
Conscious.
one.
Wow.
And then
You know what, though? There should actually, I think, as a result of you being a life cleric, there should be more.
yeah, I think
Oh,
there's
right, because he's unconscious. Oh, wait, no, that's
It's
a great
because a
cleric.
disciple of life. Whenever you use a spell of first level or higher to restore hit points to a creature, the creature regains additional hit points equal to 2 plus the spell's level. So, Viscount, you can take an additional 4.
and then
4?
I
3.
have
Because it's a first level spell, right? Yeah, 3.
3 hit points in prone.
and can I get, I don't know, it says one bonus action on healing word.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird rule in
No, no.
5e that if you cast a bonus action spell, the
Mhm.
only spell that you can cast with an action is a cantrip.
Oh, okay. So that would I wouldn't be able to do that then. Yeah. Okay. So then I'm just going to stay, I'm going to put myself between, he's in range of these other guys, and I've got some more hit points, so I'm going to put myself within range of his attacks, just in case, as a defensive maneuver.
Sounds good. So you're giving a little cover so Viscount
Yeah,
can get it on his
cover
feet. And
for range attacks. Yeah.
cool. Yeah, sounds good. Professor, you were up.
You see, after that blow he took, his mask is kind of slightly shifted, and the person that's underneath it doesn't really look like Professor, but it's hard to tell. And he's just going to say, "You are in my way." He's going to take a wide, angry swing with the rapier, with the bird helping him. At Hoggo number 3 is Green Flame Blade.
Green flame.
And this should also stack with the striking because it's also a melee attack. So, rapier. That hits.
That's a
He'll
hit.
take this much piercing and this much force damage. Not my best work. And Green Flame will hop to number 6, and he'll take 4 points of fire damage. And then he'll move right about here. And Misty Step. Right towards Darius.
And Darius just looks upon you as you show up right in his face, and he says, "That spell." And he's like kind of like pointing, his gaze is on your blade. "That was Demetrius's spell." And as he's kind of taking in the facts that his brother is not truly gone, the one that he stabbed in the back 1 year ago, he begins to cast a spell of his own. and he's going to go ahead. And you hear him utter a prayer that is not necessarily in Synodician. It's just a really vile kind of utterance, the kind of thing that only a Zargonite could say. And you can see his weapon begins to glow, kind of a verdant green. There's kind of a bit of energy crackling on it as he's holding a flail, and he comes swinging. He tries to strike you with it. But misses wildly. Next up, Saffron.
All right. I do not see any of those cultists here. I think he got it wrong. These are hobgoblins. I am going to step forward here and try to hit this one with my whip. The one in front of me.
That'll
no.
miss.
And then I will just stand there with my shield. That's all I can do.
At this point, with this battle breaking out, all the Synodicians who are in here gambling are kind of like fleeing, like they're running out the north. They're not combatants. They're trying to get the heck out of Dodge here as you're dealing with.
Don't forget your chips.
Yeah. Excuse me, pardon me. I just want to get over here to fight.
Yeah, there's probably that one guy who's just like scooping up all the coins, trying to.
You do that little dance thing when you get in each other's way as I'm going one way and they're going the other. Yeah.
Halibut, it's your turn.
He's gonna cast healing word on, is it Viscount or
Yep. Or Raymond. You can just call him Raymond.
Raymond?
All right.
Okay, you
4
get
points back.
more hit points,
Thank you.
and he's gonna run up to this hobgoblin here and attack with his warhammer.
Oh yeah, 28 will hit.
Get out of my way.
And he goes down. All right. Viscount.
He's gonna step up a little bit more.
Okay, sounds good. Viscount, it is your turn.
All right. I will use half my movement to stand from being prone. Take a step forward, which brings me to 20 feet of movement, and try to Eldritch Blast Hobgoblin 6. So actions.
Roll me a d6.
Oh, I
Well,
think you accidentally did Hellish Rebuke again.
Sorry, I had that one still expanded.
Oh.
That's my bad.
Oh.
Let me
Okay.
retry the correct spell this time.
There we go. That's good. That'll hit.
Nice. And damage.
And that is gonna blow this guy away.
Then I'm gonna bonus action, use my final healing light on myself, and use my remaining movement to get a little out of the way. So healing light on self. 3 more.
We turn to the last two hobgoblins. Darius is flustered and squawking out to them to help him deal with his brother. Hobgoblin 1 moves up And he kind of grabs hold of you, Professor. He's going to give the help action to Darius. As Hobgoblin 5 steps up to deal with Longsword out, try to take a strike at Halibut. And a 12 will miss. Savoie, it is your turn.
I'm going to move my regular distance. This is the problem, right? I can't get past my guy without doubling my movement. So if I were trying to get past Cliff, past Halibut, how much would it hurt me? If I can get to here at 30 and I have 40 movement, would it get me past him if I...
You wouldn't be able, you'd have to dash to go through there because you can't end your, well, if you end your spot there, you'll be squeezing into that spot and you probably don't want that.
I'm going to use a key point to Step of the Wind, which gives me dash as a bonus action. And that'll be enough then to get me through to hit this guy on my attack action.
Okay. Step of the Wind is it a dash?
Step of the Wind, I get a dash action as a bonus action on my turn.
Okay. Hobgoblin 5 is going to try to take a swat at you as you zoom through that opening there. And a 16 will hit.
Well, I'm carrying my Kenzie weapon, so I have a +2 to AC, so I'm at an 18 then.
Okay, he got a 16, so if you have an 18, that'll miss.
Yeah. The thing I really enjoyed about this is my agile parry.
You should still have mage armor up. That's probably why I didn't recognize your higher AC.
Well, that should put me at 16. And so I'm going to make the unarmored strike at the back of this guy.
I'll rethrow mage armor on.
And miss.
15 will miss. Laura Zyra, it is your turn.
So Laura Zero is going to move up to here and take a swipe at Hobgoblin 5. With the daggers. Hopefully that.
Yeah, the first one there hit, so you can take and do some damage there.
I don't know why it's aiming at the Viscount, but
oh,
Yeah.
I think it's probably
Okay.
from the heal earlier.
Okay.
I'll take that off there.
yeah, it's for the Hobgoblin.
He
So.
turns and throws a dagger at.
He didn't see it coming, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I'll take
so,
I'll take the first roll and it
You
hits.
thought
The
you
Hobgoblin.
wanted to heal her.
Mind
She
games.
gives and takes away.
all right, and I guess I can just roll for the damage then, which is the 1d4 plus 2. Yeah, for 4.
All right, 4 points to the Hobgoblin. He's bleeding, but still up. And then we turn to so Laura Zyra. So this is an example. Like, you use an action to attack. If for some reason you wanted to use Healing Word, you could use that as a bonus action here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll use that if the range is still in place to the Viscount instead of. I think it is, yeah. Oh no, it's a touch. Isn't it a touch?
It's a 30 feet range, I think, or it's
Oh,
at
it's
least
60.
30 feet.
No, it's
Or
60.
60 feet. Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'll use that on the Viscount to try to restore more of his health.
Ooh.
So 1d4 plus my Wisdom mod, which is 1. So I'll just roll 1d4. There you go.
Okay. So then you
Four.
can take back. What is it? 5
Yeah.
total. Okay.
hmm Yeah.
That brings me back to full. Thanks, everybody.
And then we turn to Professor.
Professor's gonna shift his way around away from Hobgoblin 1, which should get him out of the help range, but he does gain attack of opportunity.
21.
I'll take the hit.
All right. 13
Wow.
points of damage.
You did just enough.
Oh boy.
Wait, who hit me? The hobgoblin?
Hobgoblin.
Oh man, he hit him. He hits hard. Okay, never mind. That's
Yeah,
okay.
he hadn't used his martial. He's got the trait that he could do some extra damage if you're within 5 feet of his ally.
Ooh.
That lands. Okay, that's it. That's my
We
turn.
hadn't
You were
seen that
down now?
happen yet, so you might not.
You
have
are
been
down
prepared
now?
for it. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then it becomes
I was about to do a third burning hands to his face. You can't do that now.
and Darius
Ooh.
is going to
Yep.
he's irate that he knows that you possess the spirit of his brother. He's going to take advantage of the fact that you're down.
Oh, and it's old man again.
And a 20 to hit. Will be 2 fails on a death saving throw.
Oh.
And the rest of you see him. He's still uttering some kind of incantation. He hit down, and there was just kind of like this like eldritch energy that like pours out, and there's just kind of like a seismic kind of energy that ripples through the room. He says a prayer, and the flail lights up again. He's clearly getting ready to bring that down one more time. And then we're back to the top, Saffron.
Oh goodness. No, someone has to help him.
I'm feeling very
cannot.
exposed in here right now.
Yeah. I will take a step forward, and I'm just gonna try to whip. Excuse me, Laura. Just, and then I will try to whip past her
I'm stuck.
and see if I can get the hobgoblin.
It's like jump rope. You just gotta like jump at the right time.
Right. Didn't hit though. Oh, sorry. I'll just wait here.
Halibut.
Halibut's going to do Healing Word as a second level spell on Professor.
Bless you. Bless
Yeah.
How do I do that as a second level?
Just roll the dice and then throw another d4 in. We'll just manually do it. Hell a bit. You have no modifier?
I
That
do
can't
have
be
a
right.
modifier. I don't know why I didn't add it at least onto one of them.
I see.
What's your wisdom? I'll add it.
You got any healing to
My,
throw my
my
way? I feel
wisdom
like
is +3.
So an extra 3 on top of there, so 7 total.
I will happily take
I'm
that.
sorry, Savoie. I do not have any more.
What's that?
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm feeling that in short
He's
order,
making
Savo's going to be
comments.
needing some of that too.
He's like, I'm feeling really exposed here. I'll take some of that healing. He just makes comments.
So you got the extra then onto it too?
All right, Mark.
Yeah, he's got it.
Okay. I'm using my Warhammer then to hit this
Okay.
hobgoblin right beside me.
A 16 will miss.
Oh,
Viscount.
Okay. So I am going to move so I can see him a little better. 5, 10, 15, 20. I am going to cast Hex on Hobgoblin 5. So let me get that geared up. And try to hit him with an Eldritch Blast. And hopefully it'll hit so I can do a lot of damage. Nope.
That one's a dodgy one, man.
All right. That was action. Bonus action. Then I'll just kind of fade back a little bit where maybe he's not going to notice me.
Hobgoblin 1 is over here by Savoie.
And is going to take a pause and contemplate his life choices.
It's only a 13.
Oh,
Doesn't hit. The other one is over here by Helibet. We'll take the swing at Helibet. An 18 will hit. Nine points of damage. Savoie, it is your turn.
All right. I am going to bring it all down on top of this guy as best I can.
Return the favor.
Nice.
That's a big ol' hit.
All right. Let's see if I
Yeah.
can do some big old damage.
Yep. Still up.
And then the unarmed strike.
And he goes down.
And bam!
Any movement from Savoie?
I just simply will then move up here. I don't know that it's going to be of any distraction or any effort. I don't have any action left, but I'm just going to move right next to him.
Sounds good. Laura's turn.
So Laura's, knowing the professor still needs a lot of help, she will move up past and I guess take a hit from this hobgoblin while doing so. And come up here. But I guess, she has to dodge. I would imagine this hobgoblin takes a swipe.
I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, he just had his turn, so he's got his reaction back. He'll take an attempt, but miss.
All right, and then she's going to hold her holy symbol high in the air and call out for her god, Arundel, and use Channel Divinity Preserve Life, and restore half up to 10 HP for the professor.
Very kind of you. He'll take 3 of those points.
So yeah, whatever your half is.
All set. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really love it.
All right, Professor, it's your time. You're up.
He'll stand back up. He'll wander over here. Savoie, you asked who it is under the mask. It's not me. It's my boy. Burning hands, 3rd level.
Sounds good.
You have a child? Small one underneath your head?
Not exactly. Saving throw. We
He
5d6
fails.
fire. 5d6 fire.
He's incinerated, but you can see like some unholy energy is like pushing it back and like keeping him like around just a little bit longer to maybe even the score with his brother.
And for his bonus action, his mask is completely off at this point. So you'll see that underneath the mask, it's not him, but it's someone completely different. kind of short beard, mustache, and very nicely combed hair.
What does he smell like?
Yeah, you tell me. Right now, blood.
Okay, we'll just go with that for now.
And that's all I got.
All right. So, he's going to cast. Oh, why isn't that working? He casts Spiritual Weapon. Sorry, for process the order that he's going to do this. He first reaches out and tries to grab you with a very similar spell to one of those cultists in the other room, the Slimy Grasp spell. A 22
Shield.
cast shield.
23. It's my AC now.
He casts Spiritual Weapon then and tries to hit you with that. It'll miss. Back to the top. Saffron.
All right. I would say you are doing such a good job, Helibet, keeping people on their feet. And you too, Laura. I'm just giving some praises as I again try to whip this stupid hobgoblin that I cannot hit.
There it is.
Oh, see, look at the power of positivity. All right.
Still on his feet, but looking badly wounded.
And I might as well, I'm going to step a little closer. Maybe I can help you next time if he tries to hit you.
Halibut.
Never knew the power of positives. But I will try. Here's gold.
That one not so
better
positive.
luck next time.
Didn't work.
Anything else, Halibut?
He's just gonna move around a little bit.
Viscount.
So the hobgoblin is on him, but he should still be hexed, correct?
Yeah, if you've got hex on him. I haven't been keeping track of it, but if you've got it.
Yeah, I put hex on him last time and missed, but he should still be hexed at this point.
Yeah.
I'm going to run forward and actually attack him with my sickles, because that'll give me twice as many chances, or at least maybe I'll hit him on the first one. Twice as many chances to damage. And it looks like, for whatever reason, I have 2 daggers, but I think the attack is the same. As 2 hand sickles. So I will try to attack him first.
You got it.
All right. So that should also give me that 1d6 necrotic, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I should be able to do 1d6 necrotic on him as well. But first let me do my regular attack.
And you'll do extra damage on top of that, but this is enough to bring him down.
So bonus action, it says when the target of my hex dies and I still have the spell in effect, I can change the target. But I don't know if I have to wait till next turn to use that bonus action, or if I can bonus action now and put that hex onto Darius.
Yeah, you could do it right now.
All right, then I will just move that and see if it's able to stick this time.
Yeah, some of those things are weird. The last battle, the bless went away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
the bless I
maybe
went in
that
and
by the time we
manually
get
just
there,
changed the timer on all of them so that it didn't do that this time.
Oh, well, thank you.
We could probably find a way to change the macro so it automatically applies the right timer. I don't know why it doesn't do it automatically, but all right.
Then end of my turn.
Move on to Savoie.
Going to try and hit it to Darius.
That'll hit.
And
6 points.
unleashing a key points flurry of blows, trying to do some non-lethal damage to him.
Four points.
And the other one
hits. 4 points. He's still up. We turn to Laura's turn.
So she's going to come over here and try to take a swipe at Darius with her dagger.
Can't believe I rolled 2 1s on my damage die.
Oh.
20 will hit.
Okay.
Four points. He's still up.
And then I guess she could still move a little bit after that. She was here. Nah, she'll stay put and be a blocker.
All right. Professor Darius is bloodied. He's about to go down, but his gaze is, even though he's being attacked by all these others, his focus has been on you this entire time. What do you do? He's got that flail crackling with energy. He's ready to use it.
I will send the owl to start trying to pull at that flail to give me advantage. This is for my boy. And he's going to thrust the sword.
Sword attack with advantage.
Natural
And that's
20.
a critical hit.
So this and
How
two
would
more
you
D8.
like to finish it? And the whole time Demetrius is like, you've got this. You've got this. I'm almost free. This
And
is
a
for our
very-
people.
From his reckless demeanor when first getting here, it switches to more a composed demeanor. And just with a quick motion, sticks the sword right through his throat, lifts it up, and just has him slide off.
He starts gargling up blood. And even in this moment, he's just looking at you and he says, this is but a temporary victory. You cannot escape the eye. Zargon is coming. And as you push him off, he just kind of gargles on his own blood and he very quickly perishes. And with that, you see the spirit of Demetrius like detached from you. You've never seen Demetrius never really apparated for anybody, even when he was riding along with Herbie earlier. It was just something that he talked about, and then you started to feel it. But now you can see Demetrius, the former leader of the Magi of Usamagaris, apparates in front of you in robes and a dress very similar to that of Ariga. And he just looks at you and holds out his hand, and you can see the 5-pointed star. And he just kind of bows his head. Wordlessly, he kind of vanishes backwards, and his form just kind of disappears between into the stone wall behind you. And you can feel that you've brought the former ruler of your order to peace by righting this wrong.
Rest well, old friend.
Well, that was interesting. Who was that guy?
An old acquaintance. You may know him as Demetrius.
I thought we were trying to take this guy prisoner.
Oh, no, we're not.
Not now.
A year ago,
All is
along
left
with him
behind.
killing his own brother, it wasn't the only one he killed. My son was amongst the others. This is but a
Your son?
temporary victory.
He's not with you anymore. Is
Mhm.
he your son?
Well, he's still with me. This was his armor, his weapon. But I'm no swordsman, but he was. But through some trickery and magic, I've been able to stay with him, in a sense. But only temporary.
Can I do divine sense as he's talking to see if I recognize any undead or fiend or celestial energy from him?
From Professor?
Well, yeah, specifically from the professor. I'll step into
Sure.
the room a bit.
It seems like a good thing to do.
I'm just kind of curious.
Well, you'll sense the owl as a celestial.
Well, you already told me that, but yes.
Yeah.
I'll
I
say-
know the pain of divine sense.
I'll say that you kind of feel the presence of Demetrius, although it's like kind of waning as he's like passing on and moving to the outer planes to be with those immortals, and Usamagaris, wherever they may be. But I don't know about this other piece. Professor, I'll let you or Dawson, I'll let you share if you want to put a flavor on that at all, whether
You'll
that
get
would be sensed.
A sense of not. You wouldn't get a sense of like undead, but kind of like a mixture of like a necromancy and a kind of like a celestial type of feeling.
You also get a strong celestial sense from the Viscount, his cloudy storm mage armor. Actually, there's like a little flicker of lightning within the storm, and there's a giant smiley face, like grinning back at you for just a fraction of a second.
This is a very strange group.
You didn't expect to get so much off of divine
No,
sense.
I
Usually
did
you get nothing.
I was just more worried that maybe our friend, the professor, was not quite among the living.
Oh,
He's
trust me,
near
I'm
dead.
literally,
Not
I'm
dead
literally
yet.
days from death. It could literally happen any day now.
Nearly happened today.
But thanks to
Really
you,
did, but I
survived.
But I think you,
Being able to
Halibut,
go on and
you're a
be
lifesaver.
miserable for a little while longer. Just like me.
and you
So as we're
lifesavers. I thank you.
as we're closing out here, you've managed to deal with Darius, who was definitely somebody that we saw in a vision earlier that the FUD had kind of reported to. So clearly a higher up in the cult of Zargon. But question for the party is, what are you going to do about all these Synodicians in the other room that are strung out on this elixir of fantasy? And there's another room to the north. If you check that out, you'll find more of them. So you've got like maybe 24 or so Synodicians that are just kind of lying around. What would you
Can
like
we
to do
tell
with them?
from what faction they're from?
Not really any particular faction.
Are there any vials of the elixir just in the room not being drunk?
There's maybe some that are like half gone, like not totally consumed, but most everything has at least been partially consumed.
You're like a kid at a wedding, just getting all the bottoms of the drinks.
Maybe like just that could come in useful later. So combine some of the vials and bottle them up.
Are there any cool trinkets, Alex, for us to pick up?
Well,
and-
we can't just leave these people here. Savoir. We need to
Well-
make sure they are safe.
What if they're smashed by the wall?
They're going to be for the next cycle. The next tour group comes through. They'll reset all the scenes, and people will be back here.
No, no, no. We cannot do that.
I don't know if you all are familiar with the term natural selection, but they are not our responsibility and they could actually be more of a burden to us. We should just let them be. If best case scenario, they'll be a distraction if any enemies come pouring through these halls.
You
Oh,
know
I
you're
Do we
talking
have
about
to
my
where they
people,
are?
right? These are literally like my neighbors. I recognize him. He gives me bread.
they may
Well,
be they
your
may be
baker has
helpful.
an addiction to a dangerous substance. That is not your responsibility.
We can't just leave them.
No, and maybe some of us can help to purify them and help them with their addiction, and then they can be productive members of society.
Meanwhile, Zargon gets stronger every day. But if you want to waste your spells on these dregs of society, it's your power to waste.
I just start shoving him out of my way and into a corner, like, go on, get off to the side until the next reset. Thanks very much. We appreciated your show. Thanks for being out of the way.
I could attempt to speak to Hargia and see if he'd be willing to house a few, but I'm pretty sure we don't want too many of them. The last time we had something like that, they got stabbed in the back.
Too bad we don't know someone who is very familiar with this elixir and maybe would be able to help because they know the chemical composition or have been responsible for creating it or something.
How convenient
Is
would such a person be if they were here?
could I examine the elixir and perhaps perceive what it's composed of, and perhaps be able to do something about it? Like a medicine type check of sorts.
Maybe over time. That would take some degree of study, but you can certainly take some of the elixir to pursue that goal once you have maybe a true laboratory or something where you can actually do some tests and things like that.
All right, I'll take a sample of that then.
If you all want to like mark something down on your character sheet that you took a little bit of it to have, you could just mark on your like inventory, like I have elixir of fantasy is what it would be called. I didn't create an item for it exactly, but there would be enough here for you each to take a little bit if you chose to. So it sounds like there's at least a couple of you that maybe want to help some of them return back to the Synodicians, and this will probably be looked on very favorably by the Brotherhood of Gorm. Part of the reason why they're not willing to work with, they have this kind of prejudice against the maidens and feel that they would be reckless in battle and harm innocents. You've seen the maidens in battle now, and you're getting the sense that his prejudice against them is overblown. And it's not, he's been mischaracterizing what they're all about. He had originally kind of told the group that they're these like kind of, they're going to charge into battle and that their lives don't matter to them, but you saw them all show emotion when one of them fell. And so that isn't a true characterization of what they are all about. And so we'll probably learn more about that as we go forward. The Magi maybe aren't like super excited to see all of these Synodicians who are strung out on this thing that Ariga knows what it is, and it brings him great shame to see these people, but it's not the kind of thing where he's like upset with the group for having brought them back. He wants to maybe find a way to like help them out, but there are some mixed feelings there perhaps. And so we're going to close that out and bring our game offline to maybe dole out some EXP and see who levels up and things like that. Thanks anybody who is still out there hanging out with us tonight as we wrap up this session of The Lost City. This has been one of our community campaign games where we play some D&D with the people that support the channel by means of our Patreon and our Twitch subscribers. We've got another one coming up on Friday at 7 p.m. And I think that's going to be the big one. So if you really want to see the FUD, he'll probably make his appearance on that game, because I think we're going to have a big clash between the factions. Perhaps they'll get pulled together here yet. And the forces of Zargon. There's going to be some kind of battle happening. So come check that out. That'll be Friday. We've got a bunch of other things happening here on the channel in between here and now. So you could check the info section of the channel to see everything that's coming up these next couple of days. So I'm going to pull us offline here. Thanks, everybody. We will see you all soon.